2, and we are live.
And there's so many tabs open. All right. Hello.
All the tabs.
Well, tabs. If you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. Easter Sunday. We did it, everyone. We've come to another pandemic holiday, another milestone. And let's try and forget all of this going on in the world with some Dungeons and Dragons. Man, this is session, I don't even know, 14?
13.
13.
Lucky number 13.
That's, lucky. Hey, that's actually kind of cool that it ended on 13 today for what may or may not be in store. Anyways, this is session 13 of Roll for Severity's second D&D campaign. And we stream live every Sunday at 5 p.m. PST right here at twitch.tv/rollforseverity. I'm Miss Wolfinger. I'm the DM for this campaign, and I'm joined by my 3 lovely players that you see before you, Kit, Tom, and Giggle. So before we get underway with tonight's session, there's just a few things to go over, a little bit of housekeeping. First things first, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. So this will include things from like bits, direct donations, subscriptions, and then any sales from the merch store. And this month our charity is the Bissell Center. It's an Edmonton-based shelter working with communities to empower and help people move from poverty into cultural, social, and economic prosperity. You can find them on their website at bissellcenter.org or on Twitter at bissellcenter. And having mentioned merch and a store, we totally have one, and it's full of cool swag and masks and mugs and baby clothes and anything else that you can find on TeePublic. So if you go to tpublic.com/user/roll4severity, you can find some fun stuff there. There is a link somewhere below the stream, I believe, for ease of access. Does that link work? Have we tested the link in a while?
Which link?
Roll for Severity merch, the TeePublic link.
I'm like 85% sure it works.
Okay, excellent.
So, what about that other 15 though?
That is perpetual self-doubt.
Oh, okay.
Your inner saboteur. Yeah, so maybe click the link and maybe be taken to a store. Let us know if it doesn't work. Third point. Oh, yeah, so this is not a pre-made 5th Ed campaign. A lot of cool ones out there. This isn't a cool one. We have varied rules. We use different player mechanics and in-game adjustments. So the rules that we use are not always as written. So fair warning, much like making tea, it's about to get homebrewed up in here. I don't think there's any other announcements. Yes. To my wonderful players, what happened last time?
I have verified the link does in fact take you to our website.
Right.
We did the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah,
That we
ghost
did.
Episode.
I met
ghost.
Lawrence. Lawrence stabbed me. And then we punched Lawrence through a door.
Yeah, Naroke punched Lawrence through a door.
Which was actually a really cool way to die, kind of.
Well, died kind of twice, I guess.
Yeah. A spirit in the forest that you met, sort of, that was unsettled by what had happened to her and didn't go to rest when her body did. I believe she vomited on Marsh. There was a lot of stuff going on.
She vomited on everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some of us just managed to dodge.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's everywhere!
Mel got her moment of, yay, we got everyone split up, and now I can drop this enemy on you.
That's basically what that was, is I just wanted a moment where the party wasn't all together. It's just surprisingly hard to do, especially for Marsh and Raptor.
Yeah, actually, don't even. Oh, yeah, because I sent him out to help Wood. That's what happened to him.
I think it's thieves, and it was just like, we're doing this now! Hit the button!
Huh.
And of course, you encountered this on your way through the Elderborough Forest, heading to Elderborough City to find another fantastical magical relic. And I think, yeah, anything else to add? Take your silences. The cue to go forth. All right.
Yeah, I don't think of anything else, so.
Yeah, it was a pretty straightforward session last time. Yeah, I don't think you learned anything super important, other than Nick doesn't like ghosts.
Generally, anything trying to kill me is a bad thing, but also, like, blatantly haunted shit is apparently a character choice I've made is that Nick does not like blatantly haunted shit.
Which is honestly gonna keep Nick alive a lot longer.
Yeah. Nick is not going to be that bitch from the horror movie.
Let's split up, said everyone for some reason.
This house will be a new start for all of us.
What's the excuse they give you? Oh, we'll cover more ground. That's always the driving factor there. It makes me want to bash my head against a wall every time.
On one hand, they're not wrong, but on the other hand, survival dictates don't go alone.
You gotta pee, go in pairs. I don't care if it's awkward. Yeah. No, I would not do good in a horror setting. I would like latch on to everyone. Like buddy systems, linking arms. I don't even want you to not. So friends, having defeated the spooky woman who we've lovingly named Blair and Naroke considers to be Lawrence, it is now the morning. The storm that forced you to kind of take shelter in the house has subsided, and the world is quite beautiful. It's a clear sky, the trees, everything looks very lush and succulent, you know, with a beautiful wet film on it. It's just a very stark difference. Still a little off-putting. The trees kind of have the burnt dolls and stick figures and whatnot. Those are still there. The rock piles, though tumbled over, are still there, but everything just looks better. Everything feels better. And as you pack up for the morning, get ready to head out, Endress is already outside, and she's kind of looking at the map, and she's cross-referencing a small notebook. And when you approach, she kind of says, "It seems in our haste last night, we took a different path than the one Mayor Willenby's group spoke of. And assuming I'm piecing this together correctly, we may be at the outer city walls by evening."
Oh, that'll be nice.
Are we ahead or behind schedule?
We are ahead. It seems we ran really fast in our fear.
Yeah, that would happen. Yeah. Yeah, ghosts are a great motivator when it comes to travel.
Yeah. And, yeah, so this is good. Assuming I'm reading this right, this house isn't on the map. I'm kind of just going off of my kind of instincts and trajectory, but I think we're in really good shape.
Well, your instincts haven't gotten us killed thus far, so I'll continue to trust in them.
That means a lot coming from you. And she's going to kind of forget herself and do like a little bow, even though she's been less formal with you guys lately. And there's a little blush on her cheeks. She likes your praise. And I guess, so any questions before we set off?
Yeah, do you anticipate any more weird witch ghost shit?
Oh, God, I hope not. I'm going to say no, if only to make myself feel better.
All right, let's go with that.
So, just to confirm as well, we had discussed before about possibly stopping in where we believe the other group was ambushed. Is that still on that trajectory, or is that going to be something we require to do on the way back?
I think it's going to be on the way back.
Already.
We could, of course, head there now, but I think this puts us closer to the city than doubling back does. And
yeah, there's no sense in doubling back, but it would be worthwhile checking in on that location on our way.
And she's gonna like nod about that and scribble a note about making sure to check that location on the way back.
As the DM scribbles a note. Sure.
I was
planned this area.
All right. And you set off. And I'd say it doesn't take long for you to realize that the Elderborough forest is turning less into a forest and more of like a forest jungle hybrid. Throughout your travels, everything was becoming thicker and more greeny and, you know, more nature-y, I guess, as you were traveling, but it's even more so now.
Super
in
dense.
fact, in order to travel, there's some bushwhacking. Wow, bookwashing. Bushwhacking that needs to be done to progress smoothly, and that's kind of slowing you up a little bit. Endress is happy to take the lead on that, but she's not super fast at cutting the plants away. So I imagine somebody else is going to want to kind of hack the world around you.
Naroke, this feels right up your alley.
Yeah, Naroke's gonna go digging into his chest and pull out a couple of bladed weapons just to hack along as he's going.
Oh yeah, you know what? Give me a strength check. Please, Naroke.
Alrighty.
So, when you say like it's a mix of like jungle and forest, is there actually like a mix of trees or?
Yeah, so you're seeing like some pine, big, tall, lumbering pines, and some like some willow trees with their long, flowy, pretty leaves there. But the trees themselves are being overtaken by like these really tropical looking vines and flowers, and then there's some like weird looking palm trees kind of sporadically placed through there. So it's just a hodgepodge of like weird temperate flora and some more arctic flora. Like it feels like everything, regardless of where it should grow, is growing here.
Okay.
That was a 12, eh? You know what? It's adequate. It's definitely it's. I would say everyone is still traveling kind of slowly, and you're cutting a clear enough path. There's just still a little bit of snagging, so people are trying to be careful and stuff. And Endris is making sure to steer you right as you're taking the lead on destroying nature.
Just hopefully we don't hit one of those moss men along the way and suddenly choking out on spores again.
Oh yeah, could you imagine? You wouldn't see it coming. It's all just green. It's a good idea.
As Mel, as DM, once again starts scribbling notes.
So Endris just had a thought, and she's like, "Hold up a second." Like a haiku. Yeah. So you know what? Like 4 hours in, everything's feeling good. The world around you is vibrant. It's alive. Birds, animals, but nothing that's like unnerving. There's a pack of squirrels. They skitter away as they see you. There's like some coyotes kind of yipping, and they kind of give you the side eye as you walk back, but they pay you no mind. It's just a very lively, really beautiful place to be, even though it's thick and the ground is kind of soft and it's starting.
What time of year? What time of year is it?
We're like into summer.
Oh,
kind of
okay.
year in the world right now.
So we're not about to get bushwhacked by an elk or something in rut.
Could you imagine? No. You know what? Moose and elk are actually really terrifying, and I think they'd make some great like animal fights.
But it's not that time of year. I think we're okay.
No, they're great. They want to finish the job, right? They're not just like a tap and go. They're like, no, we're gonna see this through.
No, they will keep hitting you after you're dead.
Yeah. Makes them very scary. People are like, "Oh man, I'm afraid of sharks when I go on vacation." I'm like, "You guys are coming to Canada. You should be afraid of elk. They will run you down."
Don't piss off the moose. Elliot will kick your ass.
Our radio station tells us when there's a moose on the loose on the Henday for just that reason. Oh, that might have been too specific. People wanted to keep a secret where they were. Oops. Anyways.
The Henday's a big place. It's fine.
That's true. They don't know which turn to take.
Preferably the one away from the moose.
Yep. I've never seen a moose on the Henday. It hasn't happened yet, but I hear about it at least once a month. Okay, so as you're traveling, you're hearing a lot of sounds, a lot of trills and chirps. You're hearing each other, and I want you guys to make me perception checks.
I'm not good at those, apparently.
14.
Nope, 22.
Okay. So Naroke, you're just humming to yourself, and that's what you hear. You're like, I don't know. Does Naroke sing? Is he into music?
He sings a little, but mostly I imagine he's probably at this point just humming them to himself and trying to like hum like a rhythm. But because of his strength check, he's humming like he keeps like losing the tune and losing the rhythm.
Yeah.
And so it's like stop.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that tracks. That totally tracks as you're trying to like clear cut things and do it to a kind of a song. So you don't hear anything because you're too focused on trying to pick up where you left off. But Marsh, you do hear something, and it's different from any of the other sounds before, and it's really low and it's really faint. And at first, you're not quite sure if you're actually. There seems to be a sort of low hum in the air. And like when you turn your head one way, it kind of like goes away a little bit. So you turn your head the other way and it's still kind of there, but not really loud enough to pinpoint quite what it is. But it's just a weird sort of hum.
Is it Naroke humming?
That would be a weird sort of hum.
Just can't figure out where it's coming from. I think I'll just keep an ear out for it. I won't like mention it yet, but like I'll see. Yeah, I'll just try to focus on it, see if I can eventually pinpoint if it's coming from a direction or something.
Okay.
Why do I get the sudden feeling we're about to get attacked by 3,000 bees in a trench coat?
3,000 bees. Oh, bees. I love bees so much. See, that's perfect, right? Now, do they know they're wearing the trench coat, or did the trench coat just get like tossed around in the wind and fall on them, and they're like, "This is fine"?
No, they're fully
got
aware.
on some bees.
Yes. All right. Endris, to her credit, is an excellent guide and is continuing to just set you on the right path. And I'd say like another 4 or so hours go by, and the day is just kind of starting to dwindle down. In the horizon, what you can see of it through the trees, you still have a little bit of light left, but the sky is going pale, and the sun is setting. And you hear Endris make a satisfied sigh behind you, Naroke. And if you look up from like being focused on the bushes, you can see up ahead is a large curved wooden wall with 2 ginormous pillars on either side of it, kind of where you expect a gate to be, though there seems to be no gate between them. And Endris is going to say, "This is the city walls. We've made it. I'm so excited." And she's going to kind of run off, even without the way being cleared. And she's like, her hair is getting tangled in like trees and stuff, but she's totally powering forth and running up to the wall.
I think we could slow down a
I'm
little
going to
bit.
try and keep up with Endris.
Yeah, Naroke will try as well. He's got long legs.
She is
Yeah,
very
I'll
short.
go back.
She's not. It's not like a dog, like zoo, and she's gone. If this was Saskatchewan, we'd know where she is, but no, she's slowed down quite a bit. But she's very excited to get there. And as you approach the walls and you see these 2 giant pillars, they look kind of similar in design to the 2 totems that you have. They're wooden. They're very beautiful. They're ornate. There's detailed pictures of like flowers and little woodland creatures wearing masks that are just like the mask of the totem. But the focal point of these pillars on each one is like these 2 beautiful snakes that are like spiraling up the pillars and then coming back down. And so their heads are kind of like down, and there's gems in their eyes, and they're just very, very beautiful. And on each pillar, there's a small wooden hole, like a little inlet. And it looks like it is kind of the same size as the 2 totems that the party has. So Endris is going to dig into her pack, and she's going to hand one to you, Nick. And she's going to take the other one and say, "All right, this is the first part of the key. We just need to put it inside." And so
Do we want to...
We got to turn the keys at the same time, or?
Nope. Just needs to happen.
Okay.
Are we sure we want to do this? Are we
Go on.
sure we want to do this now, considering it's about to be nighttime? We don't know what is necessarily beyond the keys.
Beyond.
Endris will stop and be like, "That is an excellent point. So a little bit of the city here for you. Beyond this gate is just like the sprawling city itself. The castle is still a few hours away. So maybe there's shelter inside. I don't really know what to expect. I'm definitely fine sheltering out here if you'd prefer."
I'm just thinking on account of the fact that a bomb was dropped on the city, so we cannot guarantee what is inside, and for all we know, it's going to be hostile. You know, I'd rather not fight until 2 in the morning.
What if we could go just inside and find like an old building? We could also stay out here. Any other thoughts?
I think it might actually be safer to try and find an old building in there to shelter up in than to just, like, sleep outside the walls here. This is relatively exposed.
Something ghosts.
Does Marsh say that?
How many ghosts could there be?
I think I
At
would
least
just
5 more.
Marsh would just mumble ghosts.
Raptor nods. The torches swaying in the air.
Well, if you deem that it'd be safer inside, then we'll take that go.
She's gonna start to put the totem in. It's not complicated. It just sets inside, and she's gonna say, "We certainly don't have to go deep. Just find a little spot to sit for the night."
Okay, I'm gonna put the other totem in.
All right,
Constantly
cool.
looking back at the other two, like on The Price is Right. Like, am I doing this? Are we doing this?
I look like left and right, and I just shrug and nod.
Marsh gives you like one of these, like pick number 3.
Pick 3, my lord. Pick 3.
That's a good one. Shrek. All right. So with the totems in, all of you hear just like an audible click coming from the other side of them.
And then Ian
Somebody's
cackling in the
amused.
background.
Well-timed laugh. That wasn't even a joke, Ian. Just kidding. There was no jokes. This isn't that kind of campaign.
No, Naroke's in this campaign. It's a joke.
That's very true. And then Endritz is going to start to walk through the gate and say, we kind of already did the hard part already. This one was, the curse was removed before I got it, and I removed this curse after removing your curse. And she's going to look at you, Naroke.
Naroke's something, yep.
Yep, that did happen. I did touch the cursed object that I wasn't supposed to touch. Couldn't even like use a napkin or something.
9 intelligence, no.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So normally I think the curse would have to be removed here from my research, but this should be safe. I'm gonna walk in first. If I drop dead, you'll know it didn't work. But she's not even hesitant. She walks in.
Wait, you're the guy?
She takes 2 steps in, drops dead. It's like, well, I guess we're on our own.
And she's also the healer. Oh, damn it.
Alright, maybe we should have tested this on Marsh instead.
Oh.
No. Swamp.
Swamp.
Marsh is still swamp for now.
Yep.
And I am still Darwin.
I usually remember that.
She
Nothing.
has not asked me my name.
Yeah, I know. I keep thinking that. I'm like, it's too awkward to do it now. It's one of those things when you've been talking to someone for so long that you're just like buddy, guy, whatever.
That being said, I'm pretty sure by this point that she's heard at least Marsh and myself address Nick.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So you may have not directly introduced yourself, but I'm pretty sure by this point she's heard us say your name at least once.
Yeah, that makes sense. You wouldn't be like
I guess the question is, how willing is she to risk getting it wrong?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think in her mind, she's like, okay, that's not one of the founding members of the Heroes of the Shard. Maybe like a cousin? And she's not going to like dig any deeper.
Distant cousin of the shard.
Mm.
I'm the hype man.
You would be the best person to be a hype man. Anyways, I think you got the charm for it. And the persuasion to be like, just, you want to go to the show. Come on. You got nothing to do. You have no life. Come to the show. That's what hype men do, right?
Yeah.
In nicer terms. Endris does not die. She does not collapse. I think she was just being a little cheeky. She just walks through the gates. It's normal. Yeah.
Nork's gonna put his the swords he was using to cut away, and then he's gonna pull out his axe again. Just have that in hand.
Okay. And she only takes a few steps in, and she's gonna motion to the pillars again and be like, the second part of the key should have opened, and I think it did. And if you guys go inside, on the backs of the pillars, there is another compartment that has sprung open. And inside each pillar is a bracelet. It's wooden, kind of the same sort of design as on the pillar out there. kind of flowery little snake etched in there.
Naroke will go up and take a look at them, but he's not putting it on.
I suppose we can't take the little totems out on the other side, can we? I thought they looked rather neat.
We can on our way back.
Okay, I'll try to remember.
I will make a note, says Endress.
Oh no.
Okay, and then she's gonna say, these bracelets are part of what we need. So, and she'll go in and reach to the one that's closest to her. And she'll offer it up to you, Marsh.
Oh, just kind of look at it closely. I assume it just kind of looks similar to kind of like the aesthetic of everything else.
Yeah, totally.
I was just thinking, he's like, do I want to cast detect magic? No, I know they're probably magic, so it's fine. Okay, I'll put one on.
Perfect. Does anyone want to take the second bracelet?
Seeing her having like grabbed the one and pulled that out and handing it off to Mars, like Naroke will take it out. And how big are these bracelets? Because I'm just imagining him like trying to like put it onto his hand, but like won't get past like the knuckles. It's
yeah, it's like a bangle. So for a normal person, it's pretty big and loose. It's not like a friendship bracelet that you'd weave for your friends in the 90s. It might not fit on your hand.
Yeah, Naroke's gonna try and is like, nope. Take that off and hold it out to Nick.
Okay, I'll take it.
Perfect.
I imagine it's actually a little big on me.
Yeah.
Not a large person.
Because they're bangles. They're loose. They're kind of clunky sometimes. But perfect.
Oh, we're going to have to do something about this. This is
Looks
unfortunate.
Does it clash with everything?
Oh, God. Wood with the outfit I'm wearing? What am I, a farmer?
All right. Okay, so as per Naroke's kind of wish to not get more than you bargained for, the sky is definitely darkening now. We are coming on to well into the evening, and as you pass up through the gates, the first thing you notice, you can see the castle. It's way over there, and it's super tall. Like the spires of it are kind of disappearing into the mist above it. But there's a lot going on around you. There's a lot of buildings, a lot of houses. So
what is the condition of a lot of these buildings?
There's a lot of them that are like kind of dilapidated. Some are freestanding still. Lots though, as per usual, roofs caved in. It's not uncommon to see like trees growing out of them, protruding through the roof and the walls. And everything is pretty much taken over by moss or vines in some way. So while you can still find things intact, the outside is very much covered in a thick film of, soft, squishy plants.
Naroke's gonna look at how tall the spires are and just kind of lean down to Nick. It's like, are you ready to climb a whole lot of stairs?
Ready, but not happy.
Upon hearing that, Endress is going to say, well, I have some good news for you. I don't think it's the castle per se exactly that you want. I think it's the crypt.
You say that as if we're not going to...
direction.
That's a good point.
Oh, so you say that as if we're not going to explore the castle regardless.
Oh, I wanted to explore the castle.
No, we are going to explore the castle.
Oh, okay. I could get more paintings, I guess.
Dad,
Are you gonna do anything with the paintings, or you just planned on keeping those?
I tried to find a seller in town, but not in the last town, but while we were sailing, and he wasn't offering a good price, so I need to find someone else who's more appreciated of my growing art collection.
There's got to be some fanatic that wants your old paintings.
Some, like, historian somewhere, maybe.
Maybe talk to Endress about selling them to the university.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, so the city, sprawling city, castle, very noticeable. You guys figure if you wanted to book it to the castle today, which it sounds like you're not going to do, you'd probably have like a 3-hour walk through the city.
I think we leave that till morning.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay. Well, it's certainly not...
I guess we start looking for somewhere to bunker down.
Yeah. And it's certainly not hard to do that. You'll give me perception checks. Let's see how long this takes.
12.
9.
18.
Okay.
Naroke's no longer having to bushwhack, so he's paying a little more attention.
Focused. You were suddenly really concerned about safety, so it makes sense. Naroke, you spot it first. There's a small kind of building, maybe five minutes in. It's not as big as some of the others, but it doesn't have a tree growing through it, and it seems to have an intact roof and walls, and honestly looks like pretty sturdy from your little like tap once over.
Alrighty.
It would definitely do nicely as a shelter, as good as anything else.
Is the floor covered in moss?
The floor is covered in less moss. It seems like the house wasn't like perfectly sealed, so whatever spores and seeds and stuff, like the corners have a little bit growing on it, but the center of the house not so much.
Naroke is gonna then go to one of the other houses that have like just a sheet of moss on the wall, and just like grab like his knife or whatever, and just like cut out this big like block of moss and toss that on the floor as his bed.
Yeah, okay, that's
moss is
really
comfy.
easy to do. I would say even going outside, there's definitely an old wall that's easy enough to do that on. Give me a proficiency check.
Proficiency for what?
Oh, not proficiency. I guess to try and cut
Dexterity?
this. Yeah.
Strength,
I mean, strength's your better one, because it's not a matter of how strong am I to cut the thing. It's how good of a job do I do cutting moss in a bedroll fashion.
Well, I'm just trying to cut out a big like block. I'm not even necessarily concerned about it looking pretty, or being able to roll it up. It's basically like flump it down, pile it over, throw it down.
Right.
I'm imagining there's going to be
Yeah,
holes.
if it's a question of can Naroke draw a rectangle, I feel like that's intelligence.
Yeah, that's fair. Naroke
Naroke
knows what a rectangle is. That one on the other side is concerning, but the 15 says I know what a rectangle is.
I meant performance as opposed to proficiency. My brain's not there. But you cut out, it's the right size, you know? It's good enough for your body, so your feet aren't dangling over. You do a bang-up job cutting a mossy bedroll for you for the night.
I'm just going to use the bedroll I have.
I'm just gonna find a nice warm stone or stone floor.
Like separate from the group or inside the little...
I assume it's like is there any sort of stone floor here? Like, in this house we picked?
This one's wood.
Oh, everything's made out of wood here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just use my bedroll like a normal person then.
I mean, we could always get you some stones from the wall that I cut the moss off of.
Oh no, this is fine. I'll use the bedroll.
Okay. Endress will kind of layer stuff out and have her bedroll down for the night, but she doesn't stay in the house right away. She's kind of outside still and just like writing stuff down. She is like a kid in a candy store. No one's been to this city before that they know of in a very, very, very long time. And she's writing everything down that she could possibly think to catalog. So she's even going to offer up first watch, if you guys would like that.
I'll take first watch.
All right. Endress will be with you on that watch. So we're doing Nick. What watch do you two want?
I'll take middle.
Okay.
I'll go after Marsh then.
And Rogue. Perfect. So the darkness comes quickly. You know, sun was setting. Do you guys want to fire outside at all? Or do you want to just be low and quiet?
Everything's made out of wood. I think summer would be an okay enough temperature.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably don't want to set a fire around this much greenery. I realize it's not dry, but there might be dry stuff underneath that we got to worry about.
Yeah, it's a good point. The house, you know. All right, Nick. The sounds of the night quiet down. and it's your first watch. Could you give me a perception check, please?
Sure thing. 15.
15. Okay. So as you head outside, Endris is kind of like mumbling to herself and just kind of walking around the house and kind of like looking longingly up at the sky and looks very content with life and just like sighing in happiness. So you hear her a little bit, just kind of off in her own world. But then at one point in the night, after she goes to bed, just to start, you hear kind of like a weird, odd hum, and it's not like a person humming. It's sort of just weird and kind of in the back of your brain. It's hard to tell where it's coming from. It's just strange.
That's not great. Is this like a physical noise I'm hearing, or something that I'm feeling in my head?
It's like a physical noise, but it almost makes your teeth kind of not hurt. It's like you feel it in your body, but it's outside.
Don't care for that.
And but otherwise, you don't see anything, other than maybe a bird or two flying overhead.
Okay, I'm gonna pay attention to that and see if at any point it gets any louder or feels like it's getting any closer.
I'd say at one point it kind of stops for a little bit, and then it picks up again a little bit fainter than it was the first time. As if it was like moving away.
Well, I'm staying put.
All right. And if you're staying put and not investigating, the rest of your watch goes by uneventful.
All right, who's up next?
Endris.
Okay, I'm gonna go poke Endris to wake her up.
Okay. She did manage to fall asleep, but she wakes up readily as soon as you poke her, and she's out the door with like a quick good night.
Night.
You're not entirely sure how much watching she's really gonna get done.
Not my problem, and I go to sleep.
Exactly.
Depends if we get attacked. If we get attacked and she's not watching, that kind of might be our problem.
Yeah, no, that's very true.
It would immediately become our problem.
Just like, Endris.
She's 3 blocks down, documenting a mole.
Tasting the moss, comparing the moss. Yeah, no, she is surprisingly perceptive. As much as she's not focused on danger, she is aware of it if it's there. And before you know it, Marsh, she's coming to wake you up for your watch.
Hello.
Hey, it's your turn. There's so much to see. I hope you have fun.
It's a lot of moss and trees. I'm curious
But
to see
isn't
what's so interesting.
It's exciting. No one has seen this moss or these trees in hundreds of years.
Just kind of look at the ground, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'll head out and do my watch.
Right. Can you give me a perception check, please?
Yep. 17.
Ooh, 17. All right. So you're very familiar with this. I'd say about an hour into your watch, you hear a familiar kind of low hum that you had heard earlier when you set out. It's not super loud. It's still kind of off-putting. You can kind of maybe feel like it's coming in a certain direction. Sort of gets quieter if you turn a certain way. But it's unlike anything you've ever heard before. It doesn't sound like human. It's just very strange. And
it's still the it's basically the same one I heard earlier, right?
Yeah, sounds just like that.
I will ask, or rather tell Raptor just kind of look around a little bit around the surrounding area discreetly, but he won't go too far.
Okay, yeah. Raptor, he just alerts you if he finds anything, right? That's the idea is...
Yeah, like I just kind of give him like a pretty basic command to just kind of like come back to me if they find something.
Okay. So I guess the raptor's gonna do sort of just a lap, not even
Yeah.
around the block, but like pretty close by.
Yep.
And at one point, you hear him like fall.
Oh.
Not down a hole or something, but you hear the sound of raptor. I don't know if he meeps. I'm not sure what verbal kind of stuff components he has. But you can tell, like, you hear his footsteps, and then you hear the thwump of him landing on the soft ground.
Guess I will carefully go and take a look to see what he fell on or into.
And as you're going around, even in the dark, he has his torches on, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, so perfectly lit with his torch.
The beacon walking around
You have
town.
to take into account that this raptor's covered in torches.
Every time.
Purple glowing torches. Yep.
Do you guys have dark vision? Right, you have torches taped to a raptor.
Yep.
The next best thing.
It looks to be Marsh. That raptor didn't trip on anything. There's nothing around. It looks like he just kind of took a step into a hole. That's not exactly a hole. It's like the ground, the earth, just kind of slumps down. Not super deep, maybe a half a foot, in like a big round circle. Like, I don't know if someone took a pillar and was like thump into the ground.
Okay. Well, I'll just I'm curious enough. I will just maybe do a investigation, let's do investigation just to kind of like, I don't know, was something big here a while ago, or if there's anything interesting. 19 on investigation.
Absolutely. So as you're getting down and kind of sussing it out, there's a bit of a weird like slimy film on the ground, and like you're smelling it, and you're like, this is definitely a thing, a living creature thing. And so you would guess that it was probably something that made this. Something that passed through.
Okay. Well, I'll just try to collect some of that slime and bring it back to base. I think I've got I believe I had I've got some like basic alchemist supplies, so maybe I'll just try to do a nature check to try to figure out where the slime is coming from.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, using my alchemist tools and stuff, which
Do it up.
I think Ha! Nope, that's a
Double nat
double
one.
ones.
Nature does
It's
not
dark.
want to tell you.
Nature's keeping its secrets to itself. At one point, when you're running like a routine sort of test that you do all the time to kind of denote whatever a weird substance is, and like you're doing the formulas right, everything's right, but for whatever reason, the reaction with the stuff that you found, it just like smolders and rots away until there's nothing there. So you don't know what went wrong with the formula or the process, but you lose that sample and you can't have no idea what it is.
Okay, well, I will probably with the rest of my watch kind of like clean up my equipment, and then I'll probably be close to changing watch.
Is Raptor chilling with you?
Rapture will still do the thing where he's just helping whoever's currently on watch.
Perfect. All right. You clean your alchemist tools, and the rest of your night goes by super uneventful. That hum kind of fades in and out every so often, getting a little louder, a little quieter, but you see nothing.
Okay, yeah, I'll head over to Naroke and poke him with a stick.
Yep, I'm up.
Yeah, let's see here. Not much went on. It's kind of a weird humming noise somewhere in the distance. Some sort of big creature was here at some point. Really...
How big are we talking?
I just kind of give you like vague directions of the kind of indent into the ground, and I'm like, I suspect that's probably one of its footsteps or footprints.
Already.
But I haven't seen any sign of it, so I think we're okay. Well, maybe the slime was recent. Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed.
Have a good night.
Night.
Naroke, luckily there's a raptor covered in torches to light the world around you. And how do you spend your watch?
Nora's going to take a stroll over to where Marsh had pointed him to see the footprint.
All right.
And he's also going to be trying to listen for that humming.
Perfect. We'll do a straight perception check just for your regular watch.
16.
All right. Yeah. So as you step outside, eager to get around to what Marsh was talking about, you do kind of hear that hum he was talking about. It's hard to pinpoint. It's not coming from your head, but it feels like it's in your head just because it's like what direction, where is it? It's really strange. It's not familiar. And as you go around back with Raptor in tow to light your way, there is indeed this large, I'd say, like it's 10 feet wide, just this big indent into the ground there.
Naroke's going to look at it and is like, when Endress told us that hypnotoads were big, I was not expecting something this big. Still gonna hit it. And as Naroke's kind of like walking around, and he's gonna be, he's not gonna go too terribly far from where the house is that we're camping out in.
All right.
But he's going to still probably go like a couple blocks in his like route. Like as he's like kind of hearing this humming in his head, he just gets at one point he just kind of gets annoyed at it, and so he starts trying to hum over the hum.
Like a battle of, I don't know. That's awesome. All right. I would say, are you going to do a circle, like a wider circle, or just like go off in one direction, come back? What's your...
Probably a wider circle.
Okay, yeah. So at one point, it's definitely getting louder, and you're, kind of angrily trying to hum over it, which is really comical to me. And as it's getting louder and you're getting louder, it suddenly stops.
As it stops, North. Oh, thank goodness it stopped. And he's gonna keep on walking.
Right on. All right. Yeah. No. And then you can circle back to the house, and no humming. It's gone. You've chased it off with the sound of your own hum.
I out-hummed the humming thing.
And the rest of your watch goes by super uneventful. The light's starting to kind of appear through the sky. It's not a super cloudy day, but morning has reached you, Naroke.
Naroke will go in and kind of wake everyone up and... Alright, it's early. So we should probably get a move on.
Early.
Sure thing.
Are you taking your bedroll with you?
No.
Your moss roll?
No, the moss roll can stay here.
I'll roll it up.
I'm considering how much moss there is scattered around this place, I'm pretty sure I can make another one later if I need to.
That's true. Plenty. All right. It's easy enough. Pack up your things, head on for the day. You know exactly where you need to. At this point, you don't even need Endress technically to get you to the city, or the castle.
We're in the city.
Rather, 'cause it's right there. Castle. Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to do while you're walking there? Do you want to just kind of beeline it and get there as quickly as you can? Do you want to explore the city itself? Do you want to be checking buildings?
Naroke's going to be keeping his eyes open for any weird-looking buildings that catch his eye and just, like, pique his curiosity.
Yeah, same thing here. Let's see if maybe anything good has lasted all this time. Doubt it,
I'll
but
keep
maybe.
an ear out for anything trying to sneak up on us.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea for at least one of us to be paying attention so we don't get shanked in the back.
Actively
That would be nice.
looking. Okay. Can you guys roll me perception checks?
Ooh.
What do we
That
got?
wasn't the right thing. That was performance. No, natural 20 on the perception, unless you
Oh
want
my
to look at
gosh.
the performance.
All right, so a nat 20 there. Naroke. It's well done, Naroke too.
Yeah, we all rocked that roll.
Jeez Louise. Okay. Ahem.
What do our eyes see?
So, Naroke, you see a building as you're going on, and it just like deeply troubles you. It bugs you in every way possible. It is a regular house that is upside down, so it's balanced on like the peak of its roof. Like it's just like someone took a house, turned it upside down. There was a board outside of it, so it looks like it might have been on purpose, like an attraction back in the day. But the sign itself is covered in moss. So
Naroke is going to, upon seeing this, was like, that's not how you build a house. And he's gonna go over and is he even gonna care about the sign? Come on, roll 20. Let me click the intelligence button. He doesn't care about the sign. He's just going like, there's a door on the front of the house, right?
there's a door on the front of the house. So the
Is the door
built
down by
in-
where the like peak of the roof, or is the door up
Yes.
higher?
No, the door is not up higher. There's a door by the roof to get into this weird.
He's gonna walk right up to that door and then open up.
You think the door was locked because it kind of has a little bit of resistance at first, but as you're swinging it open after the like initial like, what the heck is this? The door just falls off. Really old building.
Tosses the door to the side. And...
So it
And
may
when
have
you
been locked at some point.
not when Naroke's around, he's got a skeleton key.
Exactly.
When you step inside, it has all the normal like fanfare of a house, but it's all upside down. So like tables and chairs have been mounted to the roof or the floor, I guess. There's like carpet. There's a fireplace. It's upside down.
Naroke is going to take a step, and he's going. It's like, how tall is this floor? I guess.
The ceiling to the floor, 8 feet.
Okay, so Naroke's ducking. Got it. So Naroke's gonna like duck in, and, like see like this chair stuck to the roof. Just, like grab it and try and give it a pull off the roof. Does it come free?
Not on your first pull, because it seems like it was purposely fashioned to stick to the roof floor.
Or give it a harder pull.
Yeah, you can definitely pull the chair free, though, if you really want to, so desire.
Yeah, Naroke's gonna try and pull the chair free, and then just like, is there any like flat surface where he is right now?
Yeah, even though it's on its peak, there's sort of like a walkway in the middle, so people could presumably just be in this weird anomaly of a house.
Yes, he's. What else is strapped to the roof right now? There's like a table and chairs and a fireplace and stuff like that.
Chair, fireplace. There's sort of a couch, a bookshelf.
He's gonna like try and pull down a couple of things off the roof and just like set them in that like middle path so that they're upright.
Oh, I see what this is. Yeah, table, chairs, easy to do. Even the bookcase, you can get that, but the books will topple out.
It's just spite.
A little bit. What condition are the books in?
The books are in surprisingly good condition.
Naroke's gonna start picking up the books and he's gonna put them in his chest.
His chest. Okay. As you're doing that, you do notice that the writing of the books is upside down. Like it's visible. You can tell where the top is and how it should read, and then when you flip it open, all of the words are the wrong way.
Now, if I take the book and go like this, can I read it normally, or is each line flipped?
Like, no, you can flip it and it's fine. It's
Okay.
just like everything's, yeah.
What kind of books are these? Out of curiosity.
These are children's books.
Putting them in the box anyway.
Someone always wants books. Is that all you're doing to the...
Is there stairs leading to another floor, or is it just like a single floor house?
It's a single floor house.
Okay. In which case, yeah, Naroke's gonna pull a bunch of the stuff down. He's gonna take the books, and then he's gonna kind of go back outside. Just like, that house is weird.
You don't say.
But on the bright side, I did put the chairs and the table back upright.
Good.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm sure they would appreciate it. All right. And she's gonna wander off.
Yeah, just
Now,
what is going on here?
yeah, like, why did we stop for this? Marsh, as you are traveling with the group, catches your eye, because it's mostly made, it's like a hard stone building. Yeah, of course it's hard stone. Whereas most of the buildings that you've seen in the city have been kind of wood and like kind of crummy, various states of crap. This one is still in fairly good condition. It's definitely covered in moss and like flora still, but it looks super sturdy. Just a really nice looking building that kind of catches your eye.
Okay, I'll take a look, see if a closer look to see if I can figure out what this building was meant for.
So the glass windows, which are all surprisingly intact, they're kind of dusty, and so it's a little hard to exactly see what's in there. But as you're looking in, you see what looks like a really big kind of oven, but not like a food oven, but just like this big metal kind of door with a bunch of like coals and stuff inside of it. And just also looks like there's a coffin in there to the side.
I was about to say, I think we're in a crematorium, aren't we?
Okay, I'll just kind of like I'll kind of like look closer through the window. Is there like any? I'd actually kind of think maybe until I saw the coffin. Marsh's first guess was maybe like a forge or something. So I don't know. Maybe he's gonna look inside for like any weapons or something, thinking it's a forge.
No, it's easy enough to get inside. This door is decidedly unlocked. And as soon as you're in, it's very obvious that there's no weapons to be found here. And there's like rows and rows of stacked coffins that it looks like people could have probably purchased for their loved ones. And like a little desk for business and whatnot. Roll me a perception check while you're in here.
Okay. 11.
11. Okay. So you're just kind of giving like the area once over. You go to the desk and like open some drawers, and you find a scroll of Turn Undead.
Oh, cool. I'll not question why that's here and just take it. And probably
No question why that's here.
and walk back up to the party.
Okay, great. The party, like they kind of did for Naroke, is sort of like hanging around. They've gone up a little bit. Join the party. It's all good. Andrus is gonna say, "Did you flip their chairs?"
Did we lose Thomas?
Oh no, sorry. I was looking up the spell stats of for turn undead. Sorry. No, just a bunch of coffins. Not much. I'm not quite sure why there was coffins in a building like that, but yeah. Just some just a small piece of paper. I think it casts some sort of cleric spell or something. I think turn undead.
Ooh, that's handy.
So you were in a building with a bunch of coffins and a scroll of Turn Undead?
I'm not too sure what the relation was.
I think you could make an educated guess.
Why would you keep your undead in the middle of town like that? That just seems like
Maybe you're worried about dead turning into undead.
Oh.
Remember how the dead wouldn't stay dead in the last place we were?
You know, I kind of thought that once we would leave that place, our undead problems would kind of go along with it.
I don't think that's a safe assumption to make.
Damn. Well, this might come in handy nevertheless.
I'm fairly certain I can do that too.
Ooh.
Oh, is that a spell you have?
Yes, that's one of the cleric abilities.
Every cleric can do Turn Undead.
Yes.
You are. I keep forgetting you're a cleric sometimes. Just don't strike me as the cleric type. Yeah, that's on me thinking you're a barbarian for some reason.
Nope.
Because he acts like one.
Oh, it doesn't open? I'll just break my way in.
To be fair, he is a war cleric, so...
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. All right.
Eventually I get destroy undead.
What is it?
Eventually I get destroy undead instead of just turn undead.
Destroy undead. That's not fair at all. Where's the fun in that?
They have to be below a certain challenge rating, like 1/4.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you can't just like go up to a lich and be like,
No, I can't just insta-nuke the lich.
Yeah, you can't just walk up to Lich and be like, get fucked.
I mean, you can, but then you would be the one. All right, and then everyone's kind of veered off, done their thing, heading towards the castle there. And Nick, with your wonderful, wonderful senses, having already been on alert and deciding that you're gonna be hyper focused on things that might sneak up on you. You start to hear that hum again, but it's
damn it.
just progressively getting louder and louder and louder until it's just unfortunately loud. Like,
Guys, can you hear that?
Does Naroke hear that?
yeah, I would say Naroke now with Nick pointing it out. You definitely hear it. You can stop and start to.
Oh god damn it,
Try
not
and-
again. And Naroke's gonna start trying to out-hum it again.
I'm gonna look around to see if I can locate the source of it.
All right, Marsh, are you stopping with them? Or are you continuing on?
No, I'll just keep. No, I'll stick around.
All right. So Nick, as you're since you're kind of focused on it, you're hyper aware. It's super easy to see. It's rather hear what area you think it's coming from. You're as you're kind of like, okay, gotta find this thing. It's coming towards us. You can just pinpoint it, and I want you guys to roll me initiative
Ah, fuck.
Hey.
because there is no surprise round when Nick rolls.
Nat 20 on that.
Yeah. This is why we can't have nice things.
Oh god, it's a Hypnotoad!
That's not the Hypnotoad, that's the regular toad. Which means we're still in for shit when the Hypnotoad shows up.
All right, I got 14 on the board.
Oh.
I got a 10.
14.
What's your initiative mod?
Nat 20,
Oh,
which rolls
okay.
out to 19.
19, perfect. Yeah, sorry, Nick. What's your dex mod? I mean.
And my dex mod is 3.
Okay, yeah, it's your first. 15. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. There in the distance, around the corner, you heard the hum. It was coming upon you, and then when you were aware of it, you could hear sort of the loud thud of its body leaping down into the soft, mushy earth. And there it is, a toad with like googly, weird ass eyes. It's super unnerving. And when it opens its mouth, it doesn't croak in a way you would think it should. It just kind of gives off this weird, awful, terrible freaking hum. And I want everyone to make me a wisdom save, but with advantage because you were aware of it coming.
Okay. Oh, thank God for the advantage. Instead of a 2, I got a 6.
That was a lot.
There was all three of us had a nat 1 as one of our rolls.
Are you kidding me?
Thank goodness for the advantage, although I'd have been the only one fine if we didn't have advantage.
Okay, that's super amusing because that could have just gone ridiculously. Okay. Wow. I turn away for 2 seconds and you guys are just.
Well, we're all dying now, it's fine.
No, I don't want you guys
It's
to
fine.
die. That's never fun.
Campaign
All right.
over. Everybody roll new characters.
TPK with
Yeah.
a Hypnotoad.
All right. So,
This is my going away present, is that I die.
Freedom.
you stopped the surprise round because you were super aware and then fell. All right. So the humming, it kind of just like reverberates in your brain, and Nick, you kind of drop to your knees because even with advantage, it's a little bit too much. And you kind of just assume this position on your knees and like hands up, gazing at the Hypnotoad because it is indeed a Hypnotoad. I just like this icon better. And you are entranced Only for one
God
round.
damn it. Okay.
As you look up at its mighty visage. Naroke and Marsh, however, and Endris, you guys kind of shake it off and do not fall to your knees in awe of the mighty toad.
Yeah, Naroke's trying to out-hum it still.
You're still trying to out-hum it. Delightful. All right. While trying to out-hum it, top of the order, Naroke, what do you do other than hum?
10. So Naroke is going to... Actually... How far can I throw a javelin?
Ooh.
I believe the regular range increment on a javelin is like 20 feet.
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up here quickly. 30, 120.
Oh.
And do I have 30 feet on this thing? I do.
Sure do.
He's gonna grab a javelin from his chest and just lob that thing at this toad, trying to shut it up.
Because it's your humming that should be heard. All right.
And so that is a 12 to
Yeah, 12 will hit. 12 will absolutely hit. Roll me that DiMaggio.
Very big toad.
9 points of piercing damage.
9 piercing, eh?
And after having thrown that... Oh, I need to be off the ruler. 9, 10, 15, 20. And then Naroke is going to book it and run up to it, grabbing his axe as he's running up.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
And that is Naroke's turn.
Naroke's turn. Very effective. I'd like to think that as your javelin hits, you can kind of hear the squelching noise as it sticks into it. The toad doesn't seem too concerned about it, and just kind of hums at you menacingly. In fact, when you start humming, its volume goes up, trying to out-hum you. I think you've started something here.
As was intended.
So Endris is going to come over to you, Nick, and actually she's going to come here because this is better. And she's going to cast Bless on both you and Marsh. I don't know if I can Bless Raptor.
I wouldn't. Unless something in Bless says it doesn't work on constructs.
Does it say it has to be humanoids?
It's
Creatures?
just 3 creatures of your choice within range.
Then yeah, you can bless
creature.
Raptor.
Okay, perfect. Cool. All right. So you 3 are blessed. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw before each spell, you can roll that 1d4 and then add the number to the attack or saving throw. I'm going to quickly roll to see if we explode the world. And we do not.
Woohoo!
So Endris is going to come to you and she's going to reach out, not that she needs to touch you, and close her eyes and just focus, and you both feel like a glowing warmth from her hands, and you're feeling very empowered and very blessed. Nick, you don't notice it as much because you're still just in awe.
I am still in awe of the Hypnotoad.
Of the Hypnotoad. And it is Nick's turn. You do need to spend 1 round just remaining, unfortunately, in awe. So, very sorry about that. You lose your turn. But you do feel like the Hypnotoad is proud of you. There's like a warmth in your chest. Like of everyone here, you are, the only one that's recognizing its glory, and that it chooses you. All right, Naroke, you have a toad in your face.
Does Marsh not get a turn?
Oh, yeah, Marsh does, but Marsh rolled lower than a 15, I believe, right?
I was top of the order. I went first.
Sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. I was... Yeah, no, I'm doing the toad's turn.
Oh, you're like... Oh, I thought you were saying, like, it was my turn again.
Oh, no, my apologies. Just trying to explain that you have a toad in your face that's going to bite your face off.
He's welcome to try.
So the question of the day
Can you hit my AC?
It says a 20. Beat your AC.
Do I see the big old mouth coming towards me?
Yeah, I think you would.
Then. Oh shit, that is not. I don't have the spell that I was thinking of using. Never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna take a hit.
Yes. All right. So the maw opens and it slams down on your shoulder, and you take 7 points of piercing damage. And then as it sinks its gummy little gums in with like these little tiny serrated teeth, you also take 1 point of acid damage, which is far less impressive.
And at this point in time, Naroke is pondering the fact, wait, frogs have teeth? which, actually, yes, frogs have teeth.
I don't think I knew that. Like a full set, or is it just like an egg tooth? Like it has a tooth for one purpose?
No, it actually has like a mouth of teeth. Oh. They're not very big or very sharp, but they do in fact have a mouth of teeth.
Cool.
I don't think I like that information. I don't think I wanted to know that.
Frog teeth.
Like I'm not sure what to do with it, but it's there now. And what size creature are you, Naroke?
I am a medium-sized creature because D&D won't let us play large creatures. Though I practically
yeah, but he does
large...
count as a size category larger when it comes to what he can carry or push.
Yes.
Oh, is that so?
Why? What is the contest here, essentially?
Well,
he's trying to swallow me, isn't he?
Is trying to swallow you on its next round.
Technically, Naroke is a medium-sized creature, so I am technically one size category smaller. I'm just buff as fuck.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. It just seems weird since you're like 8 foot ceiling that it's like it shouldn't really make sense to eat you.
Yeah,
But it would feel so good.
Yeah, D&D is like they're like, no, we're not allowing players to have large-sized creatures, but you can play a Loxodon, which is a giant elephant humanoid. Goliaths are 8 feet tall. And centaurs, which as an enemy is a large creature, but as a player is a medium creature.
Which can be ridden by a medium creature.
Which means you can stack your centaurs.
Which is so... Okay.
But anyways, yes, the moral of the story, yes, the frog can try and eat me. It's more than welcome to try.
So then, so you are now grappled then, is what it is. And your escape DC will be 13. So as it's like kind of mowing down on you, it manages to push you kind of onto the ground there.
Okay.
And you are grappled. Yeah. And that's its turn.
Okay.
To prep to try and eat your tasty, tasty buns.
I'm gonna carve my way out of this toad.
Maybe this was the toad that messed everything up, because that was the last thing you remember, right? Before you lost your memories.
There was something about a toad.
All right, Marsh, you are up.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a small step over. I'm just gonna do a firebolt. I know I know I have the +4 to it. I mean, it was a 20, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I believe firebolts just crit like everything else in D&D.
Yeah, sure too.
So yeah. Yep. Not a pretty good 13 fire damage.
13 fire damage. Well done. All right. So yeah, and firebolt's a cantrip.
Yep.
So the moment you loose that magic from your hand, you just know it's gonna hit. It feels really, really good. And like a second later, you can smell this weird, pungent, burning slime smell, and it's pretty gross. But you are satisfied that you got a good hit on it. And the toad kind of, the humming gets even louder. And it kind of is really fuzzy in your head, and it's super annoying, and it's kind of hard to focus, but you got a solid hit.
What if I could make some impromptu earbuds or something? I don't know.
Lost?
You still got that hand on Raptor, you can always just pull a couple of the fingers off of those. Just
Oh no, that'd be no.
Claws? Oh, the hand. Right.
the
sorry,
hand Marsh made.
Forgot which hand you were talking about.
I think I would just get some cotton or something. I just feel weird trying to put fingers in my ears. But anywho, Raptor will go on and just kind of try and help Naroke out. 14. Oh wait, actually no, he's technically would be blessed too. So let me just add a D4 to that. 17.
Yeah, it definitely hits.
Okay. Cool, max damage. Oh, not quite max damage, but close. So yeah, 6 physical, 2 force.
For a total of 8 Dimaggio.
Yep.
Nice. I like 8s. Those are easy numbers.
E.
Yeah. And that's a claw attack, right? Or is it biting too?
I just usually have him using his claws.
Claws. Yeah, so he gets a little jump in and a rend down. And the smell is even worse now that Raptor has done some significant, ripping of the toad flesh open. So what once smelled disgusting when your firebolt hit is now amplified. So there's that.
I'm like a good 20 feet away. I think it's really Naroke's issue.
I'm inside. I'm halfway inside the toad. I'm getting this thing full blast, whether your Raptor's ripping it open or not.
There's a wind that carries the smell to you.
Okay.
Speaking of getting swallowed, Naroke, top of the order.
So Naroke is not going to actually attempt to escape this grapple initially.
Okay.
Because the way I figure, inflict wounds is a touch attack. I'm inside of it, touching everything.
You are.
Oh, miss. How did that happen?
And yeah, I want to try and cast inflict wounds on the inside of this goddamn toad.
Well, if there's one thing you guys can do, it's try. You're always going with that. I can't take trying away from you.
Do I have advantage on the fact that I'm consumed by this toad?
I will absolutely give you advantage for that. Because it doesn't make sense not to.
16.
Oh, that sucks. You would have whiffed it. All right. Yeah. Roll me that Dimaggio.
3d10.
You weren't even blessed.
That's 18 points of damage to the inside of this thing's gullet.
Yeah. Walk me through inflict wounds, right?
Yeah.
What does that look like coming off Naroke?
At this, for like, it's basically coming out of my hands. It's basically like grabbing onto like any kind of fleshy substance I can get a hold of inside its body, and then it's just gonna be this like black, sickening, necrotic like pulse that just rips through any of the surrounding tissue.
Cool. So you can't see it because it's kind of dark in there, but as that pulse kind of goes out, it's almost like a dark octopus's tentacles just like weaving through its flesh, and it's really cool, but it sucks because you can't see it. So
that's fine. Everyone else can see it.
Everyone else just knows. Yeah, and immediately as you land this hit, the toad is I guess it's not his turn. So you feel him like riling, like it's like he's moving away, trying to move away from you, which doesn't really work. You can tell that you've really upset him. It's not dead, but you've done him a big hurt.
You eat Naroke, you're about to have a bad case of indigestion.
Ate the wrong one. So, anything else on your turn?
I'm just taking a look to see what I have for bonus actions.
You want to break the... I guess you can't break the grapple now.
No, so that's gonna be my. That's my turn.
That's your turn. Okay.
I don't need to break the grapple. I just need to make her regret having ever tried. Also, I need to roll d20 to see if I surge. 6. I do not.
Okay. Perfect. So Endress, on her turn, is going to kind of run up to you. Yeah, she can get there. Easy peasy. And I picture your legs are still outside of the maw because it hasn't swallowed you yet, right?
Yeah, I'm very much picturing I'm like waist deep in this toad mouth.
Yeah, all right. So she's going to grab onto your legs and cast Cure Wounds. So I'll roll the surge because she doesn't know how bad it is.
It smells worse than it actually is.
She doesn't know that. All she knows is that you're halfway down a toad, and the toad is like thrashing around.
Okay.
And so you are going to recover.
Oh, I thought the 4 was what I was recovering. Let me take that off again.
So Cure Wounds, 1d8 plus 6.
Yep.
So have to do 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14.
Okay, I guess back to full health.
Yeah, that was some max heals there. Why can't I roll 8s on other things? And like I wanna say she's kind of in a panic, so she goes out of the way before she casts it to like roll up the legs of your pants so she can make sure she's like grabbing flesh, because she is just like this. He is going to die. Like, you are in a toad, sir. And you can't hear her, but yeah, she's frantically kind of just freaking out.
Yeah, I just feel these like something grab onto my ankles and just like warm sensation goes. It's like. I think the toad is grabbing my feet. Because, like, in Naroke's mind, what he's picturing is just, like, the frog, or the toad has me in its mouth, and it's using its, like, front hands to, like, try and grab and, like, shovel the rest of me in.
Okay, that's fair.
Then he's also confused at why he's feeling restored and rejuvenated, but that's still what's going through his mind.
All right. Toad's trying to finish what it started. Nick! The hazy hum has like dissipated from your brain slightly, and you kind of awake to be on your knees with your hands up looking in awe, and you have full control.
Gonna look around hoping nobody saw that, so get up, dust myself off. And then I am going to close with the Hypnotoad and try to run up next to Raptor. And I'm gonna start swinging, hopefully to get this thing to let go of Naroke.
All right,
Naroke's
swing
fine.
Away.
Okay, it's 19.
Yes, that'll hit.
Okay, so that is 10 piercing damage.
Great.
And then I'm gonna swing with the offhand.
Offhand, always that offhand.
That is a 9. I don't think that hits.
9 will not hit. No.
Okay.
So when you go to do that, when you do that swing, because it's not a sharp, pointy weapon getting into the flesh, it just hits a spot that's so slimy that it kind of just right off its body.
Gross.
And your cane sword, or the sheath rather, hilt, sheath, whatever, it's slime. Okay. That puts us on to Toad, who is very hurt and is going to try and forego the swallowing now. So the Toad is actively going to spit you out instead of swallow.
Question, can Naroke use his reaction to try and hold on and stay inside the toad mouth?
Yeah, I'll give that to you because it was going to try and move back. So let me just...
So this would be a contested grapple, essentially. It's essentially at this point I'm trying to grapple the inside of the toad's mouth.
Yeah, so I feel like it's your athletics versus my... Or no, do we just do strength checks for this?
It'd be my athletics versus its athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics, yeah, perfect. All right, that is the one I want.
Aw, only a 10.
Oh, you ready for this? All right. So did you not cut your nails in a while? Because I rolled a 5.
I'm still holding
God.
on to where I had grabbed for the inflict wounds.
Grab onto its tongue.
Yeah. So I feel like wherever you had just been like, all right, let's do some major damage to this, you just sunk your nails in your stupid fat Goliath fingers. And it pulls back, and you feel yourself being lifted off the ground because you're holding onto it so well, and it can't move back because the weight of a Goliath with a 300-pound chest is keeping it tethered to the world. So you do come up a little bit, thud, you're back on the ground. The toad does not move.
Sit still, boy.
But it is going to try and mow down on you since it's got you here.
Bring it on.
I could give disadvantage.
It is
for that.
definitely disadvantage because raptors by other people.
Yeah.
So congratulations, that was a nat 20.
Nope.
But it
Into a
doesn't
what?
matter
Hey.
to try and bite, but it's actually a 4.
Yeah,
Does a 4 hit your AC, buddy?
definitely not.
Sure. Fucking hell.
Positive.
Right. So the toad though, it is like salivating because its mouth is open and it was hungry, and so while its acidy sort of saliva is all around you,
Yeah,
you
what am I
just- you
taking
don't
for acid
feel the
damage?
burn. Yeah, there's nothing. It doesn't land a successful hit.
But do I
It's,
take any acid damage on account of the fact that I'm still technically in its mouth, so I am covered in its acid, regardless of dodging. So
You know what? That would make me feel really happy.
I
So-
would absolutely expect to, like, because it's consuming me against its will at this point, that I'm still gonna take acid damage.
It didn't get the bite, it didn't get the swallow, but yeah, it would just like warm my heart
You know,
if it could damage.
so what do I take for acid damage?
3 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Thank you for being a good sport.
I was honestly expecting to be taking acid damage from being in this thing's mouth, whether it got another bite or not. So
Beauty. So the toad doesn't really get its way at all, and it's Marsh's turn.
Hey. Well, I'm just trying to think about. Okay, I'm gonna try to do a firebolt, but I'm making sure to avoid the general section that Naroke's in.
Yeah, that's fine. This is a large enough creature that
Yeah.
you can.
Go
Just
for
like
the
I'm just like
eyes.
consciously acknowledging his presence when I cast this firebolt.
It's hard not to.
Nat 1 just nails Naroke in the ass.
Yes.
Well, that's 20 on one side, so hoping that hits.
Yeah, that hits.
I could do. Oh, I clicked the wrong button, and that is 1 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh. Okay. I don't know. Boop it in the nose or something.
Oops, all right.
No.
Yeah. So you're right up the nostril. It's a pretty big nostril, and
Yeah.
just like boop, and then everyone's kind of quiet for a second because it sort of fizzled out really quickly. And whereas your first firebolt had this like really gross visceral impact, this one it almost looked like it was snuffed out as it hit from like the slime on its body. So everyone's just like, oh, I guess it didn't, and then it slumps to the floor.
It's done.
Like even it wasn't sure what was going on, and then down
I
with
was waiting
Naroke.
for it to explode.
Yeah, it's just that
Blood
one
bits
that.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's just the what should we call it? Like the Death Star, just down that one tube and
But you're in it, so no.
frog guts everywhere.
Just frog guts everywhere.
Congratulations, you have all murdered a hypnotoad.
I will attempt to extract Naroke from this thing's dead mouth.
Yeah, Naroke will help like push himself out of the mouth
He
as well.
doesn't stay in. It's like he's not dead yet.
I think Naroke would know, absolutely.
Yeah, as it kind of like as he feels everything like slumped down and like no longer like trying to like either regurgitate him or swallow him, is like, I think it's done now. Just kind of pushes himself back out, just like pushing the mouth open as he's getting his body out.
It takes a little bit of time, but it's easy enough to do. They can help you kind of lift the upper jaw, and you can pull yourself free from its jowls. You feel all right. Endrus gave you a little tickle there. But your skin is really tingly from its saliva. So just like kind of gross and like itchy, like it's like you're scratching the itch. Doesn't quite go away. It's kind of incessantly there.
Yeah, Naroke's just gonna kind of look. Okay, we're gonna have to take a minute. I've got to clean up a little. I'm thoroughly covered in toad. And then just, at that moment, it's gonna dawn on him, like, toad, and he's gonna grab his axe right between the eyes.
What? I assume
dead.
I assume by this point everyone has moved back after helping Naroke up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You do that, Naroke, but you do get like a face full of like toad splatter.
That's fine. Revenge is sweet.
All right. Okay.
Now he just needs to figure out what the special is. But he's gonna take the time to kind of take off his armor due to, or for lack of having prestidigitation. He's gonna just grabbing a bunch of moss and just start using that to like wipe the slime off his body.
Yeah, gross but effective. It's pretty damp and moist. It's gonna take you like a good 15 minutes to fully get it off your body and your armor, but
that's fine. So we're there for about half an hour then, because it takes me another 10 minutes to get it off, or get the armor off my body. Or actually, no, it's minute 2 doff, 10 minutes to dawn. But I'll have to put the armor back on after. So yeah, it's about half an hour.
I don't think anyone's going to complain about the time needed to be less gross and more comfortable.
It's not like we have to worry about a death timer or anything, so sure.
Yeah,
true.
Toad's already dead.
That's true. And you told the Highland Blush, like, take a break, guys. A couple weeks.
A couple weeks.
And it's not like they would leave without you. You're paying them heftily.
Yeah, we are paying them with someone else's wallet.
Oh, sorry. I thought you had a thought there.
Nope. But yeah, after kind of cleaning up, Naroke's just kind of looking at Andrew. It's like, so this is the biggest thing you said that we had encountered, right?
Yeah. That's the only creature that I kind of was aware of that was in the area. I didn't think it'd be inside the city, though. Technically, the way the gates work is nothing that wasn't already in there is supposed to enter or else be cursed. And I thought that included animals.
Unless there's a pond or a
this was
pool
a
or
cursed
something that goes
hypnotoad.
under.
Ooh, that is a good point. So, I want to say we should either see more of these or nothing else of this size ever.
That's fair.
That's more wishful thinking.
Either way, I think we can handle it.
I'd say so.
Maybe come in a pack.
Also, I do strongly advise against getting eaten by these things. It's kind of gross.
Thank you. That's good advice. And actually, meanwhile, she's definitely still scribbling some notes about this hypnotoad. Like, now that you're safely kind of through the forest and into the city, that thing is always in her hand.
Yeah.
She's like scribbling away. All right, with Naroke cleaned up and a new task ahead of you, heading again towards the castle of the city.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy journey. There's no humming as you're going on, so that's nice. Unless
Naroke's probably humming.
Okay, so there's that, but that weird kind of hum that you can't quite pinpoint, and it's just strange. None of that. So that's you feel really good
For now.
for now. And it takes like a good 3 hours to get through the city into where the castle is. And instead of going up the main gates, Endrus is taking you around the back. And the way there is this beautiful, what you're sure was once a really nice garden that was trimmed and tended to properly, is now a beautiful garden that's completely overrun with all sorts of flowers and just pretty leaves, kind of like these orchids that look really angry and deadly. Just really cool looking stuff. And I don't know if Marsh, you care about collecting flowers at this point. You've been pretty on top of wanting to take flowers before.
Especially drug
Does
flowers.
any of them catch my eye?
I would say the angry orchids probably do, because they're white petals, but they look like they have like a really grumpy, angry black face with the way the pattern on the petals goes, and they have these like weird like dagger kind of esque things that kind of come off of it. They're not sharp; it's just a form of stamen, but they look pretty neat.
Sure, I will take it. Before I take it, I'll just quickly do a nature check to make sure I can touch it. That's a 1, so...
That's a 1. Okay, you're pretty sure that these are absolutely harmless in every single way.
Yeah, I'll carefully take a couple then.
Yeah, cool. Let's say you can get like a good. They're fairly big, so you get 4. Nothing happens when you touch them.
Huh. Nice.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
Stow them away for
Yep,
your belongings.
just adding them to the list.
Perfect.
Everything you own is now covered in cyanide.
Well, as long as I don't like.
Especially the rations.
Don't feed it broke.
Uh,
Or do. You don't know what these are.
He's just gonna make tea with them later.
Yeah. Hey.
I think Marsh is just very entertained by their looks, to be honest. It's just like they're angry little plants.
That's the best part about them. All right. So as you're kind of curving along the outside of the castle, you get to this one point where there's a sort of a sidewalk, a long stone path, and it's really interesting because there's about 10 statues, tall statues about the size of Naroke, down the length of this walkway. And the statues are really fun. They're not just like the simple kind of stationary hands by your side, boring statues. Some of them are kind of like pointing to places. One's kind of like doing a weird stretch. One's kind of in downward dog. One statue, he has his like fingers kind of together and this really concerned look on his face. Like you're being an idiot and doing something really stupid and he's worried about your safety. So they're just quite animated and not your normal looking kind of statues.
I just want to double check. Like, is there like pedestals on these statues? Or are they just kind of just hanging around?
Yeah, there's like a base, so it doesn't look like they're not supposed to be there. It's not like an Oz kind of scenario where everyone got turned to stone in the garden.
That's just what I was clarifying.
Yeah, they look intentional, but they look fun and just kind of odd and unusual for a ring of statues that are decorative. And these are clearly here for decoration. And the walkway that you go down leads to kind of a set of stairs. So you're right, stairs. They go down into the earth about 10 feet, and they lead to this ornate stone door. And above the door is some writing etched into it. So, what do you guys want to do in this garden area?
Can Naroke read the writing?
I don't know. What languages do you know?
Oh yeah, they're not on that sheet here.
It's
This
not
one.
in common.
Draconic and Giant are my languages that are not common.
You're not sure what it is.
Hang on. I have to find the section that has my languages in it. There we go.
Absolutely.
I have Common, Elvish, and Thieves' Cant.
No, it's not looking super familiar.
I have Undercommon.
Undercommon and Common, eh?
I also have Draconic, but we already crossed that one off the list.
That one. That's fair. All right. So as you guys see the door, yeah, weird writing. Not sure what it says. Just kind of.
Would any of us have any idea what language it might be? Even if we don't necessarily know what the language we might like. When it's like you look at something like Russian, it's like I can't read it, but I know it's Russian.
Oh, it's Russian. That's a good point. Let's do maybe not history. Intelligence.
Sure.
Good luck, Naroke.
5. with the nat 0 on the other side.
I'm not stupid. Those are numbers. All right. Both
16.
16 and a 15 there. So, you know what? Marsh and Nick, you're both like, this is really like Fae-esque. Like, you can tell looking at it that it's super like whimsical and like Fae language. Everything's like unnecessarily flowy, like really pompous cursive. So you think to yourself, this might be in Sylvan.
I look at it, interested, and I'm just kind of point at the writing, and it's like, do you know this?
And as you
have like language spells,
okay, as the two of you speak out loud, the writing on top of the door changes into common.
oh shit, never
Oh,
mind.
this is.
Now what does it say?
And it says, it's in quotations, one line. It says, "Don't you know how to greet an old friend?"
I don't
the
know
door
if I do.
Naroke's gonna
Yes.
hug the door? Just walk up full arms, just like...
That's awesome. Nothing happens. The door blushes a little, actually.
Do I have any old friends? I don't.
Door, you son of a bitch. How about those dolphins?
And Endress is going to be like super like, she saw the writing change when you guys started asking questions and talking. And she's going to speak just like a couple things in like dwarven kind of language. And then the writing on the wall or above the door is going to change.
Hey, does it say the same thing in Dwarven?
It sure does.
Huh.
Strange.
So it's not responding to the things we say.
But it
It's
seems
responding
to
to
recognize
language.
what's being said around it.
Naroke's gonna walk up to the door. It's like, I'm home. Just saying, I'm home.
It switches back to common.
Door doesn't respond.
Does anyone know friend or hello friend in Sylvan?
Nope, not that one. But I think this is the second part of the key puzzle, and I know that the bracelets are important, but I don't know how. This is all my research has got me to. Is that the totems unlock the key into the castle, and by extension, the crypt.
I just kind of take my bracelet and just kind of wave it in front of the door.
Is there like a frame on the door that could hold like a door knocker that doesn't currently hold a door knocker?
No, there's not.
Okay.
What if the two people with bracelets shake hands?
That's not how you greet an old friend, though, is it?
I already
Yeah,
tried
right.
hugging the door.
All right. With the hand that has the bracelet, I'll hold a hand out just to Marsh. See how that goes.
I like try to like go to like shake the hand, and then it's like I kind of like try to like turn the hand because I imagine I put it on like the same hand, and it's like very very awkward.
Yeah, you shake hands awkwardly, and the door doesn't seem to respond.
I'm not hugging Marsh.
That's fine.
I want you guys to make me perception checks.
Does the door have a keyhole?
There's no keyhole on this door.
Darn.
Very
I
much.
got a 6.
9.
This is an intelligence check or
No
or perception. Okay. 7.
We're gonna be here forever.
Oh, wait. Maybe like fist bump as I try to hold out my hand as a fist. No, yeah, okay, I didn't think that would work.
Naroke's knocking on the door.
Got the best out of that. It was Marsh. Okay, so Marsh,
Oh no.
Marsh, as you're trying to offer up this idea to Nick about like maybe a fist bump, and you go to make the motion, something clicks in your head for like a nanosecond. You're like, I've seen this pose before, but where?
Oh,
Back to the
wait.
gardens.
Yeah, let's go. I was actually looking at the statues for completely unrelated reasons, but I guess I'll take another look at the statues.
Oh god,
I was
it's a
actually gonna,
dance, isn't it?
I was gonna be curious if there's any royalty or something in those that's portrayed in those statues.
Why don't people do an investigation check if they want to check out the statues, and then I'll answer that question for you, Marsh.
I got a
Nat
1.
0.
17. Uh,
2 nat 1s and a 17.
Right.
We haven't had a lot of nat 1s on our rolls today.
also,
An
some
improbable
20s.
number.
Yeah. Marsh got a crit, like a nat 20 on the other side of those 2 nat 1s.
Actually, I think there's only been like 120 actually. But yeah.
Marsh, looking at these faces, at their clothes, nothing's familiar about them, and nothing strikes you as royalty. Some of the men are in like loose cotton shirts. It looks like the dresses or work clothes being worn by others, women and men. Like nothing's kind of standoffish about being important for royalty. But you do notice that one of the statues you're looking at, she has her hand out, just as if like.
Is there like another statue like complementing that handout, or is it just that one statue?
Yeah, it's not anywhere near, but if you were to want to just look for other statues that are kind of in a similar position down the way, you could see on the other side a statue of a gentleman, a husky gentleman with his hand out.
Okay.
Tried the handshake.
Maybe we shake hands with the statue while the bracelet's on?
Sure, I mean,
You go first.
shaking our own hands didn't work. I'll try shaking mine. As I will see if I can get a okay angle of shaking the statue hand.
It's not super hard. These aren't like ginormous statues. They're bigger than your average person and ornate, but it's easy enough to reach up. And as you kind of go to shake hands with the statue, the bracelet glows, and the stone hand, like clasps tightly around yours. It's not painful. It's not hurting you. Nothing else changes. It's just like a firm handshake, but it's not letting go.
Okay, I'm gonna go find the other one and shake hands with that one. And hopefully that lets Marsh go, otherwise we're fucked.
Because both of you are starting like, well, I guess I'm on my own.
No, I think Naroke could break a statue hand.
I'm pretty sure I could take off the arms of those statues.
I thought you were going to say Marsh.
That too.
The statue hand, not me.
I've got bludgeoning weapons in here. I got a warhammer. Be fine.
You choose non-lethal damage, right? All right, Dominic. You go up to the kind of other statue that Marsh points out, and same thing. Reach up, clasp the hand. The bracelet on your wrist, bangle, glows, and the hand comes down in like a firm sort of grip. And then both you, Dominic, and Marsh feel the statue move to shake your hand. And from behind you, you can hear the sound of like a stone scraping on itself.
Cool.
And then the hand lets go.
Oh, thank God.
And resumes. It's like...
That would have really sucked otherwise.
That was incredibly uncomfortable.
Just the awkwardly long handshake.
That you can't leave till your friend also handshakes.
And it's making like eye contact at you, and it wasn't before. Like, can't look away.
Statues bother me
Tries
way
to pull
more.
you in for like the one-arm bro hug.
No.
But we're not bros.
So we now have passageway. Does, like, looking at this door, does it just go down, or does it go, like, does it lead to a floor that leads out into the castle as well?
Where it just looks like it goes down. Kind of dark. Yeah.
That's a shame. I would want to visit that castle.
Oh, don't worry. We intend on going through the castle.
Okay. I just really like the last castle. I don't know
It was rather neat. Although I wasn't a big fan of the mirrors.
Yeah, we can tell.
Yeah, evil Naroke.
No, not that mirror. I'm talking about all the other mirrors that I kept putting down because the ghost lady came out of it.
Yeah, you got weird about
Well, the
it.
ghost lady came out of one of them, so as a precaution, we should put
All of them down, which
Yeah.
just drove Mel nuts because those are the transportation system to the castle.
Well, I was like, well, she came out of one type, and then you just forsake all other mirrors.
Uh-huh.
I was like, well, I have erred in how I designed this because I made you afraid of the thing.
A series of compulsions is basically what this party is going to become.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awful. It's like, oh no, don't do. Oh no, that's your way around the castle.
Nope. we
Not
just
anymore,
need
it
to
isn't.
walk.
Just like seeing you close doors that you don't even know you're closing.
Yep.
Um,
Internal screaming the entire time.
It was great. So Endris, who had kind of stayed closer to the crypt entrance, hears you talking just kind of to yourselves about like, oh yeah, we're still going to the castle, right? And she'll confirm like, yes, I will absolutely take you into the castle if you want. In fact, it very well might be connected to the crypt.
That I would hope so.
This is just the entrance that we kind of knew about the most regarding what we could find on Adeladia. Who is the queen? You'll remember.
Okay.
Adaladia.
So it was kind of like more like Marsh trying.
Oh, Marsh
like,
trying.
put all the L's together.
He's like trying on his tongue, like a weird foreign
Well, shall we head on
Right.
down then?
Yep. We can have the light source lead the way.
Oh, Raptor. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, what are you
The
talking
beacon.
about? Okay. And into the crypt you go. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh no, map.
Uh-oh.
Don't.
It's been nice
Don't worry.
knowing you all.
It's not. So, as you enter the crypt, the doors don't close behind you. The door is still open, but this is where you came in from, so just ignore that. Door is still ajar if you want it to be. And when you're in this room, it's kind of musty, really dingy. There's snakes on the ground. They kind of slither away as you get close to them.
Are those kind of outlines of snakes also snakes, or are they kind of engraved in the floor?
Oh, yeah. Not even going to get you guys to roll me perception checks. Look at Marsh here.
Your map was too clear. I'm sorry.
There's there seems to be kind of a similar shape to snakes on the floor. These ones are like carefully carved in, so it looks very intentional. Just the kind of silhouette of slithering snakes.
Okay, maybe we're supposed to take one of those snakes and put them in those weird snake gravings.
Do you
Quick,
expect the snake to cooperate with that idea? Because I suspect the answer is no.
Every inch is just another finger to try and keep it. Upon hearing you muse that to yourself, the snake closest to you slithers away into a hole in the wall.
No, come back!
As someone who owns a snake, yes, trying to get them to sit in any kind of pattern, not happening.
Marsh apologizes. Sorry, I got too distracted by the snakes. Where are we? So
The big mossy rock-looking thing behind the snake thing. What is that?
So Marsh, you would also be really drawn to this immediately, but everyone in this room recognizes diathamine flowers. So it's just like a big mound of kind of grassy moss with beautiful white diathamine flowers growing from it.
These are the drug flowers?
These are the drug flowers.
Huh.
Start scooting over when people stop looking at it.
You want to pick some?
Yeah, sure. Is there actually like an open kind of side on the left there, or?
Yes, this is like a hallway continuing away from the entrance there.
Okay, so there's no puzzle here we need to solve, I guess.
Nope. But I did feel this room was important enough to put in a map.
It's been nice knowing you.
Marsh, you can grab, like, quickly snag, 7 triathamine flowers.
I like how you keep giving me like straight numbers, which means like
Oh, right. Then you have to
I
adjust.
have like a hard count of like every one you've given me.
Flowers.
So how many drug flowers are you up to so far, Marsh?
24.
We're gonna corner that market once we actually get out of here.
I just think they look nice.
I think they're kind of neat. Edris notices. It doesn't say anything. She just kind of gives you like a weird look. Like
I offer her one.
yeah, you do know what these are, right?
They got a little. I've heard from a friend that leave a little bit of a numbing sensation in your tongue.
Yeah, don't eat them. They don't taste all that great, and they just make your tongue numb.
You're the friend that ate what?
I was hungry, and he offered me something, and so I assumed it was food.
Oh, I thought it was for research. It's even worse.
Why not? It could be for both.
It could very well be for both.
To Endress's credit, she pulls out her notepad again and writes that down. Because it seems like there's not a lot of information about eating these flowers. So she's going to capitalize
most
on
people
your...
have the sense not to.
Yeah. She will absolutely capitalize on that. Maybe...
If you want to write about things, I've got this mystery box. Wait, never mind. I gotta keep my mind on track.
Happy to look at the mystery box later. Did you get sick real quick after eating those flowers?
No.
Okay, interesting, because they grow from dead bodies, so I would just assume that there'd be some really interesting necrotic effects from that.
Well,
fascinating.
Poke one of the mossy mounds with the cane sword.
Yeah, so some of the mossy kind of bit kind of falls away, and an old decrepit arm flops over.
Okay.
Marsh kind of scratches his chin, and I'm just like, it's remarkable. I've never noticed this so far.
How fresh is the arm?
Not fresh at all.
So we're talking like skeleton here.
Yeah, like husky skeleton that only seems to be intact because of the like foliage that's grown around it. That's kept it moist enough not to be like fresh, but also not to float away in the wind.
Okay.
And Endress is gonna go, how did you not notice? Where have you been collecting them from before?
Well,
The forest.
There was near a creek, on a grave.
Yeah, we did find them on the graves. That is right.
Yeah, what was the third place? I honestly don't even remember. I think we found some more on the way over here, and I picked
Interesting.
them up.
You pilfered them from dead bodies, which is fine.
Well, they're not
Weird.
using them.
I just kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe like some sort of nostalgia when I see them. It's complicated. Anywho, I guess I will stop offering these as a nice road snack. I worry that would be slightly decrepit.
A road snack. Endress walks down the hall. Right on.
Naroke will fall
sorry,
after her.
Is there anything else you guys want to do in this room? I'm not trying to kick you out of the...
I just make note of the snake carvings, but all the snakes escaped, so I can't think of much more to do about that.
Snakes escaped. All right. Okay. So as you continue down the hallway, it's quite dark, but luckily a raptor is there as your torch guide. And this crypt, honestly, it's kind of similar in a weird way to Alfuria's in that there's not a lot going on as you're traveling down. It's in better condition. Just long stone hallway every so often. It's not winding or anything, but there's like a room off the hallway occasionally.
For any of the rooms that are like off the hallway, like is there anything of note in them?
Not at first. If you're poking your head in every one, it's pretty quick. They're fairly small. First couple ones seem like kind of a storage room with some like old busted brooms and whatnot. One looks like a bedroom that smells really kind of moldy. The bed is, in shambles. So it's simple rooms, nothing ornate, nothing fancy.
Nothing that Nick's gonna want to pilfer.
You can definitely look. I'd give you a quick once over if you guys want to just do a generic.
Considering how deeply cursed everything has been so far, I'm going to not potentially touch cursed shit.
22 on the perception check for anything shiny.
Fair. Okay, for anything shiny. Let me see my chart here.
Or for anything that looks of significant value.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's lost forever. So Naroke, you find like a belt buckle that's on like draped off the post of one of the beds. It's not a fancy bed, probably like a servant's bed. And it's just a really shiny buckle, and it's of a snake.
Okay.
Real pretty.
I'm sensing a theme.
The leather of the belt itself crumbles away.
But I have a really shiny belt buckle.
You sure do.
Okay.
Add that in. And so as you're continuing down the hallway, long hallway, very long hallway, you can tell you're going down. Not at an alarming kind of angle, but it just, you have the sense to know that you're going deeper into the earth. And then you get to another door that's similar to the one of the entrance. There's no writing or anything, but it's just the same kind of like ornate door. This one has handles. And gonna open it, what do you want to do? It's not locked. But they're really heavy doors.
Okay, Naroke, I think that means you have to open them.
I will do what I can.
Do you want to do the full Aragorn, or?
Gonna need some help.
What's that? Woo!
The doors are rusted.
I can.
Well, my strength is 8. I'm not sure you're gonna get any help from me.
I have the strength of an average.
Yeah, I think Raptor has the next highest strength in the party.
Actually, you are correct. So I guess you know what? Let's give that Raptor give it a tackle.
Raptor, you grab onto that one. I'll grab onto this one, and we both heave.
Okay, so I guess I'll do a quick strength check for Raptor. Boop. It's a bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? It takes you a hot minute, but you can get it. Obviously, this isn't like a do it once or die kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they're sticky. Like clearly no one's been through here in a very long while. Yeah. No, it makes a very uncomfortable noise. And as you get it open, you enter a similar room. Oh, man. Yeah, no, you're on the right side. I'm being silly. Okay. You enter a room.
It's a match 3 game.
Worse, it's memory. It's what do we remember from the first room.
So, the first thing you notice when you enter is there a snake that hisses at you, but you don't pay it any mind. The second thing you notice is there's a 4x4 grid with weird snake indentations on it. And any other questions about the room? Anything you want to ask? That's about all I'm giving you.
The 2 big snake statues on either side. Do we get more details on those?
Absolutely, you can. So those are basically just filming a small portion of the neck up. They're very, very detailed. The eyes seem to glow red.
All 6 of them per statue?
6 per statue.
There are 3 heads on those snakes.
Oh, I was looking at these. Whoops.
Oh, no, I'm looking at these.
I didn't see those snakes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 3 heads on these snaky boys.
Someone's math is way off. Yes. All right. My apologies. Yeah. All right. The kind of Medusa-esque snake statues. These eyes, they don't glow and you can see, like right here, that the glowing of this one is because it's a gem, so it's just kind of shining in Raptor's sort of torchlight. The eyes here on the snakes, though, they seem to follow you. You don't know if it's a trick of the light. You know, maybe Nick's just seen too much shit in his time on this world that like nothing's sacred anymore, and he's like, those are definitely following me. I don't know if they are, but they are. Just accepting it as being creepy.
Well, in terms of the memories I have, I'm technically a few months old.
And you've seen some shit.
You've seen some shit.
Okay, so the one on the bottom here, these two, I remember these two snake designs from the first room.
And just to be sure, the door on the other side is locked, right? Or is closed, I mean.
It's closed. You can get around to it. You'd have to get all buddy-buddy to skirt around the puzzle, but you're not confined to this side of the room.
Well, that's going to depend on an intelligence check.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Naroke figures it's probably not a good idea to step on the tiles.
Yay!
And he's going to try and skirt himself around this way to the door.
You absolutely can if you're willingly trying to not step on the tiles.
Yeah, cause if that had been reversed and this is like the 2 and the 16, Naroke would be like, I wonder if the door's locked, and just walk straight across.
And that's how Naroke died.
And that's how we have the TPK. Naroke.
Door.
Just raining snakes. Yeah, is the door locked?
The door is locked. Similar to the other one, there's a handle, and even though it's heavy, when you absolutely reef on it, it's very clearly not going anywhere.
Okay. Does it have a keyhole?
No keyhole.
Okay.
Hey, Swamp, can we borrow Raptor for some experiments?
Yeah, sure. I can fix Raptor up anytime. Just takes time.
Okay. I'm noticing a pattern here, which is that these are the two snake designs we saw in the first room. And you'll notice that there's a pattern where it's like it's alternating the sides of the thingy on which they are.
Ooh.
I don't know if that means anything. It probably does. But do we want to only step on those or avoid stepping on those?
Well, I mean, if we ever want to see if Raptor wants to give the first attempt.
Yeah,
I'm okay with
Raptor,
that.
do you want to go? Do you want to go stand on one of these recognizable snake thingies?
Okay, I will kind of take off some of his torches and equipment. And
Don't you have
now-
another like 30 of those torches in your bag already?
I've got a lot extra, but I'd still like to keep what I have because I don't know. I guess I'm a horrible hoarder. Yeah, I will back up and instruct Raptor to. How do you ping again in Roll20?
Click and hold.
Hold it. Click and hold.
There we go. Okay, to first step on this one.
All right. So Raptor, in his infinite agreeing to you to do stuff,
Hey, robots.
saunters over and steps on the little plate there, and you hear like the sound of stone kind of grinding against other stone, and it lowers ever so slightly. And Naroke, you hear it best, but everyone can hear a click by the door.
No, it's gonna turn around and try the door.
No, it holds fast.
Okay.
Didn't work.
well,
We're gonna need to try another one.
Let me try the one right next to it. That was the familiar design, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yep. Tell it to go to that one.
All right. And as Raptor steps off, the plate that was here, a lot of things happen at once. You hear the grinding of the plate kind of going back
I see
into
what we
place.
have to do.
Naroke, everyone can hear the click again by the door. There's a similar click.
Just gonna try the door again.
No, it's not a.
That's fine. As a player, I know that, but Naroke is an idiot.
Yeah, that's fair. But what does happen as Raptor steps down onto this tile, it doesn't go down into the ground. It kind of has this little glow under it, and several snakes. And yes, these aren't snakes. Don't question me. Fall
Yeah.
from the ceiling.
Ooh.
That was abruptly a very large one.
Yeah, they're not large snakes because that's not fair. And I want everyone to roll me initiative.
Ah.
4.
8. We're doing great today, guys.
Hey.
10.
And a 10. Oh man, please, Enders.
Enders needs to roll a 6 and then we'll be set.
No. She got a 9. Everyone sucks. But I mean that in the best way. Did you know that snakes have good dexterity? The snakes go first, by the way.
You say snakes have good dexterity, and for some snakes I could believe that. For Rigetti, not a chance in hell.
Okay, fair enough. But he's also got a funny eye.
He
Hence the
does.
name. He's a derpy snake. He eats his food like the sideways.
Yeah, he tries. It takes him a while.
Like, I don't think he'd do so good in the wild.
He would not.
All right. Ba-ba-ba-ba. So the snakes, in their infinite quickie snakiness, are gonna start hissing as they fall on the ground, very angry that they're suddenly in a different room and probably a little bit of falling damage.
It would have been really funny if it was just 3 snake skeletons, because that you have to feed animals.
Oh, apparently traps don't work if you just let them rot for 100 years.
Yeah, it's like the thing. I was like, it's like you have 3 doors to go through. It's like there's like this horrible thing behind this door, or this horrible thing behind this other door, and then a lion who hasn't eaten in 3 months. Like, which door do you go to? The door the lion that hasn't eaten in 3 months because it's dead.
Yep.
There's a part of me that really wishes that, oh man, these snakes would have been really terrifying if the fall hadn't killed them.
Whoever planned all these safety measures was not very good at their job.
I just like the idea that the snakes kind of fell through the roof by pure happenstance. They were just doing something in the room above, and they're like, oh, now they're mad because they got pulled down here.
Oh my god, had nothing to do with you guys. Yeah. Just like, well,
There's
we're
supposed to be
enjoying
another trap of some sort, but that trap's broken, so it's just the snakes happen to be there.
It's just the snakes.
I like how we as players are living in the LucasArts adventure game version of Mel's campaign.
Yeah.
Not the actual Mel's campaign.
Alrighty. So,
All right, Marsh. Biting seems to be the name of the game today, and you got a very angry black snake, kind of like
oh no, Black
snake
Mama.
in your face, and it's gonna strike at you. There's a 19 hit.
It does.
It does. It totally does. All right. So you're going to take 2 piercing damage
Nibble. Okay.
and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Hey, da, 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 da. 50.
15. Ah, okay. All right. So as it lands its little like quick prick on you, you feel your hand start to like glow red hot, but then it suddenly just kind of goes away, and you're like, oh, that was
Weird.
uncomfortable momentarily for some reason. Yeah. Okay. You felt really bad for a moment, and then it was gone.
Ah, phew.
Dang. Raptor is going to take a snake bite to the face. Does an 11 hit Raptor's AC?
I don't think so.
Yeah, pretty sure it doesn't. Naroke, you're going to take a snake bite to the ankle.
Am I?
Does a 19 hit your AC?
Yep.
Yes, it does. Okay. You are also taking 2 little measly piercing damage, because it's a D4. But you also need to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that was just a constitution check. There's a saving throw. 15.
Heck. All right. Yeah. So your ankle is feeling kind of burny and itchy for a split second, and then nothing. And you're like, oh, that was weird. And you
Fucker bit me.
continue on. It is your turn, Naroke.
Well, Naroke is going to... Actually, can I hit 2 targets with this at this? No, I can't. Not yet. Yeah, Naroke is going to cast Toll the Dead on the spider that is, or the snake that is right in front of me.
Okay.
So it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. For some reason, I thought it needed to take damage first, but I'm remembering it incorrectly.
It takes.
That is a 4.
It fails. It takes more damage if it's already taken damage before, but it doesn't have to have taken damage before for it to hit.
Understood. All right.
So that is 1d8 necrotic damage. That's 5 necrotic damage. Ding dong.
Necrotic. Yeah. So the snake kind of like rears its head back all the way down to the ground, and then when it comes back, it's kind of bleeding black ichor from its eyes. It's really weird. It's hard to see because it's also black. But yeah, good job. You hurt a snake, you heartless heathen. Still up though. Anything else you'd like to do?
And then as a bonus action, I am going to cast Shield of Faith. So for the next, I have to concentrate on the spell, but for the next 10 minutes, I have +2 to my AC.
That sucks. Okay. AC. Wow. I need a nat to hit you. Okay.
And so I need to roll a 1d20 to see if I surge. I do not surge.
You do not surge. That is perfect. All right. So Endress is up on the tracker. And she's going to kind of just skirt around Marsh here. And she's going to take out her mace and give the snake a whack on the noggin. Oh, yeah. So she like readily beats that thing down. And Marsh, you can see it. She kind of swipes it upside the head and it starts to ooze from its mouth. And then she's gonna, actually no, she's gonna just step here. Yeah, not quite taking a step back, but Nick, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to scoot out slightly from behind Marsh, take a shot at this snake that's next to Raptor with the crossbow. That is a 14.
Yeah, 14 hits.
Okay. So that is going to be 18 piercing.
I'm sorry, 18 piercing?
Yeah, 10 from the crossbow and then 8 from the sneak attack.
Oh, damn.
How do you want to do this? It's a snake.
A snake, a snake. Ooh, it's snake.
I just didn't expect it in one blow result.
Can I just kind of have it like, it's so light, can I have the crossbow bolt actually pin it to the wall behind?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you betcha. So the, I don't know, trajectory puts it somewhere about there. Almost like a slam dunk in basketball, like nothing but net, but like the crossbow and a snake equivalent. Crossbow bolt, rather. It's gross. Yeah. And it's also very dead. Just very, very dead.
Okay. And I'm going to move a little bit more to get a good angle on that snake next to Marsh, and that's my turn.
All right. Marsh, you're up.
Okie dokie. Let's see here. Okay, I'm just going to firebolt the snake next to me. Or try to, at least. That's another crit.
Jeez.
That's 10 fire damage.
Having roast snake?
How do you want to do this one? Yeah.
Just hit its body, and I guess I don't know, sizzles.
Sizzles. Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you, the flesh kind of starts to peel away and curl in on it, almost as if it was shedding, but it's, dying instead. And the scent of burning, tasty flesh fills your nose. Because you can eat snake.
No.
It's not that bad. It's not as bad as when you hit the hypnotoad.
Hey.
Marsh
Okay.
Marsh has maybe eaten snake before.
that is definitely a high chance. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay, I think let me just double check Raptor's movement speed here. 40. Okay. So I think Raptor could back off here and then walk around and then get to the Raptor. If that's possible, you think he can do that in one turn. So he's gonna, yeah. He probably wouldn't walk. No, I don't know if he would. I don't know how well Raptor would be good at a complex command like that, but I would like him to.
Please just have him charge it.
That's what I'm expecting. Is the raptor's gonna like, attack that snake? Just gonna run straight across the puzzle.
I want to see what happens.
I'll leave the judgment up to you, DM. What do you think?
Oh man, Raptor's done some pretty ornate things before. His movement speed is 40.
Yep.
Tell you what, we're gonna get him to where you want to go, but I want you to roll me a D100.
Yeah, I think that's that. Yeah. Oh, press the wrong.
High is good, low is bad.
Okay.
At the moment of the truth, does Raptor set off the entire puzzle?
Oh, well, 92. So
Oh,
that's
92.
Good.
92. Yeah, nope. That's ballin'. Okay. Raptor, pinged exactly which area you want him to be? Like, was it here?
Yep.
Was it here? Okay.
There. Yeah.
Yeah. So Raptor is just gonna walk like back onto here. He's gonna like duck down for a second because the plate's gonna go.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely gonna walk just around the kind of puzzle thing. I think he has a sense of your intent.
Hey. He's got some intelligence. Does the 10 hit?
10 does not hit.
all that walking and he misses. Cool. That's the end of his turn.
Okay. The snakes. I shouldn't even say snakes. There's one snake left.
The snake.
All right. Naroke. This snake is gonna go for gold, and it's gonna try and like get your ankles again. And it was a 17, but your AC is also increased. So
yeah, my AC is currently 21. So
yeah, you didn't even need to do that for these snakes. You could have given them a chance.
I know, but I don't know how bad the poison is.
So the snake
and the cackling doesn't help.
The snake latches onto your boot, so it doesn't even come close to like piercing flesh or anything. And then it's just so annoyed that it's gnawing on your boot, and like not getting through, that it's gonna coil around your ankle and squeeze. And so you got a snake wrapped around you, currently gnawing on your boot, getting nowhere.
Okay.
Yeah, your turn.
Where on the boot is the snake's head?
Oh, like the toe, I imagine. That it, like when it lunged for you, it got like on the upper toe. And then
I'm kicking the wall.
Yeah. All right. Give me a...
This would just be an improvised attack, so that'd be strength plus proficiency, so 16 plus 2 is 18 for an improvised attack.
It beats its AC. Yep.
And improvised attack is 1d4.
1d4.
Plus strength, which is plus 3. 6 damage.
damage. Hang on. 6s are hard for me. Let me do some math. It's still kicking. Yes. Okay, so you get like a hefty kick on. I don't know. Are you kicking the door?
Yeah, pretty much. You turn around and kick the door with the snake.
Yeah, kick the door. So you hear a juicy thud, and you're like, "Oh, that's gotta hurt." And when you pull your leg back, there's like a little bit of snake on the door. It's really gross, but you can tell it's still like gnawing through your boot. You can feel some like drips of wetness on your toes.
Well, in that case, second verse, same as the first, I'm going to activate War Priest, so I can make a second attack as a bonus action, and I'm going to kick again. Thunk.
Right.
And so that is another strength plus proficiency. So that's 17.
To hit, yeah.
And then that's, once again, roll 1d4 plus 3. Another 4 damage. Clunk.
How do you want to do this one?
I hit the door with that second kick, and like as I see like the snake kind of like limp off as I kind of reach down, like pull it off my boot, just kind of toss it off.
All right. He is thoroughly tossed and very much dead. The room quiets down. You survived. Very
Survived 3
harrowing.
snakes.
We did it, team.
I just needed one person to take a bite.
Oh, that's fine. So Naroke, in his brilliance, and not necessarily having realized what all was going on, he's gonna give like one more tug to the door, which doesn't open, and then he is going to essentially walk straight back across to talk to the rest of the
God
group.
damn it!
All right, cool. So the second that you step on to this plate here, all of you hear like a quick. It's like the sound of stone quickly scraping on more stone, and then suddenly
damn
you
it.
hear the sound of arrows shooting all around you. And I want everybody to make me a dexterity saving throw.
God damn it, Naroke! If you were just killing you, that would be something else. I got a 12.
Hey,
Got 12.
19.
19. All right.
10 with a nat 20 on the other side.
Oh man, that's sad. Oh yeah, Endress is part of this team. Oh my god.
Oh god, I'm killing the guide.
Good or bad?
That's funny. And then Raptor. How's Raptor doing?
Oh, I forgot to roll Raptor. Dex +1, Dex +1. Okay. Good. 20.
Fine.
So Dominic, Marsh, and Raptor, seeing this happening, like seeing Naroke kind of like turn to be like, well, let's discuss this as a team or whatever. You're very aware that he's stepping onto a plate, and your senses are super sharp. That the moment you hear shit happening, you don't even know what it is. You hit the floor. Endress, on the other hand, is like looking at a wall, like taking notes, because she's just into that. And Naroke, you're not paying any sort of attention.
None whatsoever.
And you guys are struck with their very fine needle-like arrows. And I'd say you take probably about 5 of them in your arm before you can like drop down. Endress takes a bunch to the face. And Naroke, you're going to take 6 poison damage.
Okay.
Endress is only taking 5. So there's the initial pain, some burning after, and you're like, geez, that's unpleasant. And that's the thought that you want to have. But as you have that thought, you're like, geez, that's a seahorse. And you realize, was that weird? No, that made sense. Okay.
Oh,
and
good
your
lordy,
brain-
Naroke is high.
And it's like the drunkest you've ever been. I don't know if Naroke gets drunk.
Oh lordy, we have Naroke high.
Like, yeah,
Naroke, you
you're...
can't take acid unless we MK Ultra you.
and Endress starts giggling in the corner. After the
Okay.
initial like yelp of pain or whatever. She's
Okay. Naroke, please
Time
stay
for
where you are.
Now we're ready to solve this puzzle.
God damn it.
So, DM question. In my heightened state, do I understand at all what Nick had said when they told me to stay where I was?
Yeah, you kind of understood the concept of don't move, but you sit on the tile. You're like, dog sit, I guess. So you're just gonna plump your ass down.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look and I'm gonna plunk down. So I'm currently sitting on 2 tiles.
Yeah. You
Okay.
absolutely are. You feel one of them. You feel one of the tiles kind of shift a tiny bit under your weight.
Okay. So I am going to skirt around the edge of all the tiles so I can get to Naroke's side. And I am going to just kind of gently shuffle him over so that he's on this tile.
You are a lovely shade of green right now.
Thank you.
And
Please stay
now
put.
orange. And now you're blue. You might want to stick with the color for more than a few seconds if you wanted to make a statement. Unless the statement is all the colors.
I will take it under advisement. Please stay put. And once Naroke is on this tile.
Naroke sinks ever so slightly, and you hear a click on the door.
Okay. And I am going to kind of shuffle over down to this side and say, okay, Marsh, can you come join me over here and stand on this one?
I see the cut of your jib, sure. Boop. Does it sink down nicely?
Yeah, sorry, I totally
okay.
Okay.
Just thinking.
Okay, and
of
I'm
Naroke
gonna shuffle over to Endress and just be like, Endress, I need you to stay put for a little bit, okay?
She doesn't respond. She's just laughing still.
Okay, is she laughing but staying in one place?
Yeah, she is staying in one place, and at one point, as you're going to leave, she kind of reaches down and grabs some of the moss and just like takes a little nibble. So she...
Okay, that's not good. I'm gonna head back to her, gently take the moss out of her hand and say, Endress, okay, and I'm gonna there's a protrusion on the snake statue nearby, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay, I said, Endress, I need you to hold on to this part of the statue and not move, okay? And I'm actually gonna physically put her hands on that part of the statue.
Okay, yeah, she's easy, super easy to manage. She's already short to begin with, so she's fine to lift. And then she's gonna like lean forward and just like give the snake a kiss. But she stays put.
She stays put, okay.
She's gonna give the kiss to Snake.
Go over. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, Marsh, can you have your raptor like edge around the side of the tiles again and come and stand on this tile in front of me?
Yeah, I kind of give the raptor kind of like hand signals to just try to indicate for him to move. Boop.
Okay.
While Raptor's moving around, I'm gonna look over at Marge like, you have a very, very strange dog.
Just kind of.
Aren't they supposed to have more fur? I think your dog might be sick.
All right, Nick, what are you doing?
Well, when I make a standing long jump, I can jump up to 4 feet. Is that enough to get me onto this tile?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. And I will jump to get onto this tile.
Yeah. Similar fashion, it sinks down, and then the room kind of starts to rumble. Nothing alarming. There's 4 consecutive clicks, and just like a very faint sort of shake. And then the rest of the tiles, the kind of bad tiles, we'll call it, they sink down to the same level as the tiles that you've just stood on. And yeah. Everything's a little bit lower now.
This tile moved. And
Naroke's
Naroke's gonna lean over and push on the tile beside him.
Left or right?
The one that he hadn't stood on before, so this one. He's gonna reach over and just gonna push on that tile for a moment.
God damn it.
Yeah, you push on it, but everything's down low, and it does not go any lower, and nothing happens.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and try the door.
Okay, it's heavy, but it opens.
Okay. Okay, Naroke, you can get up now.
Okay. Naroke's gonna get up and
I'm gonna go over and fetch Endress.
Right, from her snake hold.
Snake bolt.
She comes willingly.
Yeah, Nick has babysat people who are high before. So what we're gonna do is I've got a bit of rope, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of quickly jury rig sort of a buddy bracelet, so that her wrist is connected to my wrist.
we're being put on leashes. This is the gentler version of the child leash.
This is the gentler version of the child leash.
Yep.
And we're just gonna wait for that to wear off, and I'm gonna guide her across the room
Okay.
towards the door.
As you guys are walking towards the door, she's gonna say like, "Are we dancing?" And she's gonna try and like move her arms in a dance.
Well, you can dance as long as you dance in this direction.
Okay.
Leading her.
Does she have like her like notebook on her, or like does she like drop it, or?
Let's see. Oh, her notebook is on the floor.
I'm gonna go pick it up for her and just kind of keep it with me. I'm also curiously gonna like snoop through the pages.
Oh.
Oh lordy!
All right. So you're familiar with haikus. You know?
Oh.
You're familiar with like, poetry that's all about alliterations. You're now very intimately familiar with limericks because it's just filled with limericks about you guys.
Oh, it's not even. Is it
Good or
like
bad?
not even like notes? It's
Sorry,
like-
there are notes.
Oh, okay.
There are notes. She hasn't just been like fake taking notes. But every few pages, it kind of just shifts to like a little bit of like fanning, just about you guys
Just
and your
fangirling and-
adventures. Yeah.
Weird. Okay. Well, nothing suspicious in here, I guess.
That was before she was high.
I was kind of like maybe like seeing it was maybe like hits she was picking up what was going on, but that does not seem to be the case. So I'll just keep her notebook till she's more herself.
Very clever. Yep.
See, as a player, I'm curious. Like, are you intending on like once she's come to give her the notebook, or wait until she's realizes she doesn't have her notebook before and goes into that throw of panic before you give it to her?
Whichever one happens first, probably.
All right. You guys get the doors of the puzzle room open. It is clearly safe to walk across the floor, and you head out to another long, dark kind of hallway, and that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
With
us
Naroke
babysitting
high as
two
a
incredibly
fucking
high
kite.
members of our party.
Yes. Yeah, you almost got there.
I do like rolling for Naroke's intelligence because it does provide shit shows like this.
Oh, poor Andrew. She took like 5 of those things.
To the face.
Oh yeah.
Oh. But as Nick has been sort of leading her, he's also been sort of like gently removing the needles from her face.
Lovely, yeah. They would still be in there. I imagine Naroke had the wherewithal to sort of like brush his off maybe, but
Yeah, probably just like, that's... Oh boy.
And now the rest of this dungeon is going to be like every time I go to a music festival.
Oh boy.
Oh god. But no humming, so there's that. Oh wait, there's Naroke.
There's Naroke, there might be humming.
We'll see. Yeah, you survived the first little intro to Adelaide's Crypt. You definitely have seen a snake theme. Couldn't hide that from you for too long.
Oh,
I
we
wonder
forgot to
what
take
kind
the
of
gem.
monster will be at the end of this.
Right.
It's gonna be a cat.
It's probably gonna
Kitty
be a
weapons.
cat.
This is gonna be like 30 kitty weapons.
Oh boy.
You forgot to take the gems. Is that what you're gonna say, Marsh?
I just keep remembering that there's like these fancy gems and all these snake eyes, and then something happens, and then I get distracted to take them.
Yeah, Naroke was wanting to take them initially too, but now he's stoned.
That's doors don't lock behind you, so I mean, you guys have free reign of this place, except
Yeah,
that door. Yeah.
maybe on the way back, assuming it's not like the last castle, and we gotta get out quick.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out then. I hope you guys put your thinking hats on, because I hope there's going to be some more brain stuff to come. And
So
thank you
we're getting
for-
Naroke a dunce cap. Got it.
He wouldn't even question it if he came to and just had it on. He'd be like, I've always had this. What are you talking about?
Oh, look, I have my hat back.
Giggle, Tom, Kit, thank you. Thank you so much for playing. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for the session.
Yep. Had a lot of fun. You made it to the city. Really excited. And to anyone that was watching, thank you for joining us. I'm going to go try and play with my new kitty that I just got, because that's all I can think about. I should have made this like
Yay.
not snakes, but kitties. 'Cause that's what I'm like,
Oh no, not feminist kitties.
That's a great idea. Hang on, let me write that down. All right. Everyone, have a good night. We'll be back next week with Giggle's campaign, continuing off through a forest. A lot of that going around in D&D. And then potentially back with this one after. There's some strangeness going on with some moving to a new country. So we'll play it by ear as to whether we're settled enough to continue 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. We'll see you next time.
Have a good night.
Why?
Bye.